Good morning, everybody. This is the local pundit, and I am Paddy Power. Today is a deal day, so we are getting an early start. Josh will be joining us shortly. Get yourselves ready because this is going to be a long, interesting day. Let's go. Okay, we are finally here, the last day of the transfer summer window. Who are we going to get? Well, we know we got at least one because the printer is out nice and early. We have a 9 a.m. UK local time printer to start the day. Okay, so get your comments in, guys. Come join me. And we are going to see who we get. Now, rumors are out there. There are two players that we are expected to sign. One has to happen today, and we have a printer. The other is a free agent, so there is no guarantee that that will be complete today, but it is looking very, very likely. Both of these players. Haha, is that better? There we go. um, both of these players are under 21 or are 21, so they are not counted in the squad list of 22. So I thought before that printer comes out, I would have a look at our squad and see how big it is. Um, we actually have 25 that are potentially in our squad, and that is too big. So, who is going to go and who is going to come in? Let's have a look. This one. Okay, so having a look through our list, we will start with our forwards. Now, in green here, you will see Mo Faal. Mo Faal is the player we are expected to sign first thing this morning. The rumor is the contract has been signed for 3 years plus one additional year if certain criteria are met. In our forward lineup, we have Paul Mullen, Jack Marriott, Ollie Palmer, Stephen Fletcher, Sam Dalby, Billy Waters, Jake Bickerstaff. Not counted are Callum Edwards and James Rainbeard, who obviously are unlikely to play. They are from our juniors. Now, let's have a quick look at the comments before we get too far into this. Mikey. Hello, Mike. Uh, North Wales guy, thanks for that. My microphone was in completely the wrong place, so was not picking me up. I hope this is better now. It sounds better in my ears. A to Z. Fresh transfer is always a good day. What a start to our morning. Yeah, it's actually really cool to announce at 9 a.m. in the morning because we are going to be on all the talk shows with our new transfers. And if our business is done and finished, they can talk about us all day and we can all relax. And we can do a couple of hours here and then go about our business as well. Nick Donlan. Yo. Hello. Tez. Question. We do need people just to play cup matches, though, right? That is correct. In theory, we can always play our main team in all the cup matches. And once you get deep, you do play your main team anyway. So there's no necessity to have extra players for the cups. But that is what will happen to extra players if they don't move on today. And we are expecting a few people to be transferred out or sent on loan. Then they will be available for the cup matches. And they will get a few matches there and they'll get reserve matches. But basically, they'll be doing very little for their wage. They won't be getting top level football. And then most of those will likely be leaving in January or until next summer season when we have our break. Hey, that wasn't me. So that must be the boss. He's around here somewhere having his coffee. He'll be on shortly. Okay, Welsh Techie, keeping full-time players on the books paid just for the probability of half a dozen cup games isn't very responsible. It's not, and I assume that this mainly comes down to the player, because if we don't need them in our 22, then they should be looking for somewhere else. The issue is that we probably pay our players quite a lot. So do they want to go somewhere else on less money? Other teams don't want to pay them the same money we're on. Now we should still potentially loan them and take a 50-50 on the wages, let the player get good football time, and let us get something back for the wages. Ken is in the house. He's in the background. Let's jump in. Come on in, Ken. If you're ready.
Good evening.
There we go. He's in.
I am loving prime time in
morning.
Australia, guys. 5:36 in the afternoon. For once, I didn't have to get out of bed.
Yeah.
How are you, Phil?
Good. It is 10:37 my local time, but nice and early. So yeah, as I was saying there, it's a nice early time. If all business is done with a double this morning, then everybody can talk about Wrexham for the day, and everyone can go home. So that's not bad timing. Do you think we're getting the double this morning?
So we're like, I think that the cat's out of the bag. We're confident with the two players that we're getting. You think, Shell?
I would assume so, but there is no guarantee that the second player will be done today because he's a free agent.
And
so there's no need.
I see you've got a list up there of players now. I've just jumped in. I haven't heard what have you been talking about.
I briefly started on our squad list, but then I've jumped
done a list up myself, so it'd be interesting to compare.
Okay, so let's have a little look here. With our forwards, I've put up Mo Faal. That's expected and rumored 3 years plus 1, so he should be in. Now, not a typical hold-up player, but he is a big unit of a fella. So we will probably expect him to learn the Palmer position. But he seems to be very good. He seems to be able to play lots of forward positions. So he could also be a better than Dalby replacement. And he's young and he should be learning all these positions. So we don't know exactly how he'll be used yet. And he may not be good enough for a while to break into the team. Could be a January type thing that he trains with the team for a couple of months before he gets in the lineup, but then injuries or whatever else we'll see. So in our lineup, we have Mullen, Marriott, Palmer, Fletcher, Dalby, Waters, Bickerstaff. We're not going to count Edwards and Rainbird. They're available just in case, but they're from the young squad.
Under 21,
I have underlined Dalby, Waters, and Bickerstaff. They are the three that we would be potentially expecting movement from.
Sure.
So I don't think any of the others are at risk of movement.
In the forwards, I agree.
In the forwards, that's pretty set. Now, who will go and who won't go from the other three, unknown at the moment.
And because it's 5:39 in the afternoon / evening, it is not liquid death. This is a James Squire alcoholic ginger beer, but drink responsibly. Enjoy. Cheers.
Okay, moving into our midfield. Now, the second player we were discussing that I didn't mention the name yet is Josh Adam. He is a 21-year-old who has been released by Man City. He's not making their squad in the Premier League, as 99% of their academy recruits don't. However, he hasn't been picked up by another team, and he hasn't signed for another team. But he has been at the race course most of this week, training with the team behind closed doors. It's now a bit more open that he's around. He's been seen with the other players. He's been seen in the open playing. So I would think it's very, very likely that that deal is done. But we don't know. He was supposed.
Just so everybody knows, sorry, Shell. Just texting with Josh. He's just doing his makeup. He's had his beauty sleep. So you keep going.
Thanks. So yes, he was supposed to go home on Thursday, is the rumor, but he extended his stay. Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Was the decision by Parky not made by Thursday, and he was staying longer to be judged more? Or was it already decided and he said, I'm going to stay an extra day and train with the team? Who knows? If he doesn't come out as a double signing this morning, I would be worried about that a little bit. I want him. I want him because he's 21. I want him because he's a young player with talent. And I think
is he under 21 and exempt?
Yes.
Okay.
As well.
Interesting.
Yep. Both are.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I hadn't checked that yet. So yeah.
As far as I'm aware, yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's another reason I'm curious why another team didn't get him. Because not being needed as part of the 22 does open up the option of having an extra player and just throwing out a bit of wages. So I'm a bit curious on that. But for me, this season is the season to buy in young players and train them up and test them and see what they can do. Because as much as I hope that we do really well this season, the likelihood is we're going to still be here next year. Which means if the players are not good enough during this season, they're still learning. By next season, they could be much, much better and breaking into the very start of the team. And if they do have an amazing season this year, followed up with a good season next year, they could be off for big money. If we still haven't gone up to the championship, but if we do get up to the championship, their value multiplies as well. And then they can either stay with us or get sold. So now is the time to do this. We already have Sebastian Reven here in the midfield, who is also underage. So that would then be Reven and two more, all within the age profile that we're looking at. And next year, they all have to be signed into the team. So decisions will be made. Are you good enough or are you not? If you're not, you'll be sold on. Are we in the championship, which will obviously make another big difference as to whether they can stay with us or not. But this is the year to get them in young, I think. So Josh is in the back. If you're ready, jump in whenever you want. Obviously, it's your channel.
Who are you guys? Hey, guys and gals.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes. Hey,
okay. Josh,
yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm going to run through the end of this because it's getting closer to printer time and I'll hand it over to you. So in the midfield here, we have Evans, O'Connor, McLean, Lee, Barnett, Bolton, Fordy, Cannon and Jones, new signings, Rathbone, Dobson, Reven, and then Harry Ashfield, who's in the youth. Okay, Reven and Ashfield don't count. Rathbone and Dobson have just come in, so they're not going to go anywhere. In this list, most are fairly stable. Interestingly, Luke Bolton had rumors that he was going out, that we were going to sell him, supposedly to Mansfield, but the latest on that is that it fell apart and it's not happening. So he is likely to stay, in my opinion, but I've put some stars there, so we'll see what happens. Anthony Ford, a lot of people are still saying he is ahead of Luke Bolton in the pecking order. I don't know how you can say that if he hasn't played. Until he starts playing, he's not above anybody, in my opinion. But maybe that's the pessimist in me. I like Fordy. I hope he comes back. He is a good player, but until he's playing, he's not above anybody, as far as I see it. So that's only one in the midfield that seems in danger to me. It's more in defence we may have problems. So in defence we have O'Connell, Cleworth, Will Boyle, Jacob Mendy, new boys Dobson, Brunt and Scar. They're not going anywhere. Then we have freebies James and Dean from the youth. Goalkeepers don't count. So Then in the back, who's likely to go there? Jacob Mendy has not played, so
I
he
don't think he's
has
going to
to
make
be
the
on the
team too.
list. He has to be on the list for potential if he hasn't played. Simple as that.
Well, he has been injured, so that's going to be an interesting one.
But they can play in the
none
cup
of us
game.
can judge.
They can play in the cup game, so.
Yeah, and that's a big Parky decision. Once he sees how many he has, if nobody leaves and nobody wants to go, he has to pick. End of story. And I guess he will pick. I also have a star here on Will Boyle. There are rumors that Boyley may be leaving. Now, he's not one that I would pick. I had some issues with him last season. I nearly had a heart attack when he got sent off on a red card. Me, like others, were saying he'll never be in a Wrexham shirt again. At the time, bit of an overreaction maybe, but he got back into the team. He played well, and so far this season, I have been somewhat impressed with his play. He has been left on his own in the back, but he's done okay. So I don't particularly want to see him go, but if we need space and if he wants first team play time, I can see it happening. So watch this space for the rest of the day. See if we get an announcement on that. So underlined then as potentials, I have in defense Jacob Mendy, in the midfield Anthony Ford, and then up front we have Dalby, Waters, and Bickerstaff. Now, if we have a look at my numbers here, we have a squad list of 25. 3 of them have to go because the 2 new boys that might be coming in are not counted. So they don't add to the list. We don't need to get rid of any more unless there's a surprise signing that comes out of that printer and we all have it wrong and it's not the young boys or it's a double and there's an extra guy in there we don't know about. So right now we need to drop 3.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going?
Yeah.
I'm just why don't we quickly we'll quickly get through some comments because you've been talking for a while there, Shell, which is great.
Ooh, sorry.
And I'd like to obviously
I'll stop sharing. Hang on.
Okay.
All good. Test 3:37 a.m. in the morning. Cello from Carol in HR. Everyone saying good morning. Evergame. What are we looking at? Bruce McFarlane. There we go. Wrexham does have 3 trophy games in the round robin stage before January, which would be an easy opportunity to give Mo Faal minutes. Absolutely. What did you miss, Evergame? Well, what you've missed is Shell going through the potential maybe people getting cut. I guess it's the easiest way to say it.
Yeah, our squad list is currently sitting at 25.
Okay.
So
we've got a lot more comments. We've got a lot more comments here. People are on and it's going nuts, which is fantastic. How are you feeling anyway, Josh?
I feel okay. I'm going to stick this one out with just water for now at 10 of 1.
Alcoholic ginger beer for me, mate.
What time is it for you guys?
10 to 6 in the evening.
Okay, good. And then Sheldon's got to be 9 o'clock in the morning, right?
No, 10:50.
10:50.
Okay.
I got this. I got this up ready to go. We are T-minus 11 minutes. Plus, they're starting to 4 minutes there too.
So we'll quickly keep cracking through some of these comments. I had to catch up for people. I was thinking this 9 a.m. and then maybe like a 3 p.m. That's possible, Tess. You could be right because they'll be thinking like UK time. We could get one now and one this afternoon.
Just get it over
UK
with.
time.
Yeah, if the contracts are done, I expect them all out at 9 o'clock. I don't expect them to hold back. If they're not finished, they could delay it.
Yeah, but that's thinking like a fan, not like a marketer. A marketer will like to push it back to actually create more traffic at a different time of day globally.
They put this up 10 hours ago?
Yeah,
Right.
well, at the same time though, early morning traffic all day. Today is the day everyone's talking, and early morning they don't have anything to talk about. So
but
we
you'll
will
give
get
them
all the
one
news
and then you'll give
cycle.
them another one tonight. You know what I mean? But could be wrong. I hope we see both of them at 9 o'clock. I hope we see 2 at 9 a.m.
Do we think there'll be 2? I mean, we have 2 on the thumbnail. We got Josh up there. I know you're talking about it. We have Josh up there.
Well,
we have Mo up there.
The other thing to think about as well is
I'm just laughing at Josh.
we also have outgoings. So we could have our incomings this morning, and we could have our outgoings all through the day, as well, going to other teams. So
now that's a bit disappointing by Hip Karma. It's 10 to 6 on a Friday evening. That grammar, Hip Karma, for someone that's so good and so eloquent, I expect more from you.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yes. Well, maybe she was just excited. There we go. She's just excited.
Maybe.
Earlier. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, so, well, do we want to do some? We've got 9 minutes. Do you want to do some early predictions and see if we get them right?
For who's coming out? I think it's going to be 2. I think it's going to be 2.
I think it's 2.
I think it's 2.
I
think
agree.
The two young boys together, because I'm not sure that either of them is a massive signing. So I think they'll release both together.
The reason why I think it's 2 is because we have 2 on the thumbnail.
So both Mo Faal is not under 21, is he?
He is. He's 21.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
He's 6
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So neither of these guys count in the 22.
Yeah,
No.
I said that.
Yeah.
I thought I knew Josh Adam was. Okay, so that means in my list that I think we definitely are keeping, I got up to 17, and then I've got a list of other players who I'm undecided on.
Other than the list we just had up?
Well, I'll just have to look at that again because I sort of was crunching through my numbers. Like my questionables in the defenders was Boyle and Mendy.
Mm-hmm.
My questionables in the forwards are Bickerstaff, Dolby, and Waters.
To not be in the 22.
To not be in the 22.
Yeah.
And my questionables in the midfielders were, I'll just bring them up for you now, was Luke Bolton, Anthony Ford, and that's it. Luke Bolton and Anthony Ford.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Apparently, we're going to be the new Chelsea, says Two Beards. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Carol, I got to answer this. Show.
I got you. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
There you go.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. The two boys.
Carol, I love Carol's out for you, Shell.
The two boys are under 21. All right. They are not massive signings. They are potential players. They are potential massive players, but they are not massive signings. I'm not shitting on them. This is the reality. We are bringing in young players that could be amazing, that are worth the gamble on. Absolutely. I've said this for quite a while. I want young players coming in, but because I'm going to be honest and straightforward about it, like, leave me alone. In the Discord, Carol has been on and on and on at me because he said there's no downside to taking on Faal. There is a downside. The downside is he does not work. He never gets a game and we pay his wages. Mm-hmm. That's unlikely. It's worth the risk. You know, there's massive upside for little downside. But I'm not going to just be fluffy and light about everything that's out there. I'm going to be straightforward and honest. And we all get excited about these players, and I'm excited about these players, but let's not ignore and change things just to make it fluffy. I'm not going to do it.
I'll be the happy one today. Clearly, Christ.
I am happy. I'm delighted with these signings.
This is Sheldon happy, people. You've got to understand.
This is me being honest and realistic. I'm happy about these signings. They could be amazing, but they're not world-class stars.
They're not us.
Let's not get ridiculous about it. They're not a new Mullen. They could be, maybe, but I'm not going to say they're a Mullen now. You know, it's like, come on.
Okay, here we go. But Scott's listening at work. Don't be too loud. I'm listening and working on the slide. Don't grass me up.
Don't grass me up. I love it.
And the club pays wages. We don't unless Sheldon's OnlyFans is paying a club wages. Yes, yeah. We are 5 minutes away. There you go.
Yeah, guys, getting close. I mean, okay, so feel free to throw in the comments who you think the players are going to be. Well, you know, I mean, Josh knows. Josh just isn't going to cut out of the bag because he's a good guy.
Don't say that. Don't give it away. So by the way, we anticipate that there's going to be a 4-minute countdown, 5-minute countdown again. So, we are a couple minutes away. But I think it's going to be 2. Marie from SoCal's not massive players, not massive signing. Sheldon is a massive middle. It's massively in the middle of the night. I think everyone's Marie's out here with me in LA or California. So it's one of those like open up the cat eyes. It's good.
I just want everybody in the chat and that's watching now, if you've watched any other of these local pundit shows and you see Josh's energy at the start of the shows, and just listen to Josh right now. It's like, normally it's like, morning guys, welcome to the local pundit. It's really great to see you. Now it's like, I don't think any of these guys are doing anything massive.
Because it's normally 4 hours later than this.
But I'm putting on my late night voice on. It's the late night voice,
You tell them, Hip Karma. You tell
them. Yeah. It's the late night voice. But it's good. It's 4 a.m. We're getting the cruise. I hope so. And hold on, you guys keep touching. It's 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. in Perth. Oh God, is he on the other side of you, Ken? Or no?
Sorry,
he's on the other side.
Perth is west coast of Australia. So, and to give you an idea, I think it's like 3,500 miles away.
Okay, well that's a long way.
Yeah, it's a big country.
We are T-minus 3 minutes away. There we go. Scott says, I reckon there'll be 2 today. J.A. and the curry dish sounding fella. Is that me? Or no?
No, Faal. Sounds
Mo
like
Faal.
dal.
Okay.
It's an Indian dish.
That's terrible.
Oh shit. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. I'll just hold on. Fraser Crane to the show. I like it. I do like it. Okay, hold on one second.
That's great.
Yeah. Copy. 1 second. Yeah, we're T-minus a couple minutes away. We're gonna have 1 second here. What's going on with life? Well, fuck it. I'll just do it. Why am I awake? Yes. Why am I awake? Why are we awake? Because we're all crazy about football, apparently. We're just crazy, period. Here we go. G'day, Ken. So it's be 2 minutes away here. 2 minutes away.
Yeah. We're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are getting close.
G'day, Ken. I'm doing some work right this minute at the MCG. The MCG is that stadium that I was telling you about that holds over 90,000 people. That's Frankie S.
Oh,
So
wow.
doing some work right this minute at the MCG. That would be, if Wrexham ever came to Australia, they need to go to Melbourne and play at the G. That would be unbelievable.
We have a lot of Australians in here. Hey, boys from Australia, or Matt too.
Hey, Matt.
Uh-oh. We have more positivity coming in. Hold on. Oh, you can't even see him. There you go. Sorry about that.
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Oh, well, we're here. We're here.
I gotta say, it feels so much different. It's around 2,000 right now, which is amazing. Usually it's like 0 to 100 or something. So yeah.
How good is it, Ivan?
It's freaking amazing. I can't believe it, to be honest. So Josh, you have a feed, buddy. Have a feed.
I have what?
Good experience for you.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I just pulled. Sorry, I'm trying to get so we can see your face.
Super
here.
pumped, guys. It's 6 o'clock. Where's the printer? Come on, guys. Where's the printer?
All right,
It's 9 a.m.
Trying to refresh. Stacy says Mo celebrating in front of the quiet zone, but having words with him pissed me off last season. Uh-oh. That's not good. What's going on?
But Stace, I wouldn't think that would have been aimed at the people in the quiet zone. It would have been probably aimed at the people behind you.
Well, players aren't going to know where the quiet zone is.
Here we go.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm trying to put it on mute over here. I'm trying to mute it.
I've just muted mine. Sorry.
What? I'll do it this way. There we go. All right.
Watching it here as well.
Oh, don't cheat. Don't cheat. Welcome in, everybody. Sheldon fired us up. We're here. We're ready to go. Refresh now. It's live. We have a 3-minute and 51-second countdown. There we go.
Okay.
And Ivan is in relish. Sorry, I can't see his face there because I'm cutting him off.
That's all right.
No,
nobody wants to see my ugly mug anyway. So
oh, there you go. Just sneak it in there. Sneaking it in
and
there.
There's Matt. Matt's just come in with another comment. So you can even play, even with the 100,000 people. You can see all the play, even with 100,000. It's an unbelievable stadium.
Oh, about the thing. Yeah. Stacey says Ivan and
hey, Stacey.
Stacey's on top of Ivan right now. She must be so happy.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
There, so we get it out. There you go. See, look, we get. Let me pull.
Look at that. 100 people in now watching, guys. Hit that. Yeah, smash the like, subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah. Stace misses you, Ivan. There you go. I'll keep it down. So
Same here. Same here. Good to see you. Honestly, it is.
Yep. There you go. Shout out to York.
I just thought I'd jump in for the last printer of the campaign. I missed all of them.
Maybe it's the last. Maybe not.
Who knows?
Maybe if they signed you, Ivan.
Oh man, they don't have enough money.
Best marketing scheme ever. Yeah, it got us up at stupid o'clock here. Oh man. So let's hope the thumbnail's right, correct? Let's hope the thumbnail's right. We're gonna find out.
Do you have a little bit more empathy for Hip Karma and all the other Aussies down here with me, Josh? Now? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And Ivan, of course.
Uh-huh. Listen, 7 a.m. for games isn't that great either, but you kept it over early. But yeah, Ivan with 3 cups of coffee, but there you go. Marie's right. Stupid o'clock. It's stupid o'clock right now.
No.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Marie, it was great.
It takes a little bit of time to get used to it. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I watched the show with the 7 with you, Ivan, and Marie, and Hip Karma, and Nathaniel, and everything. That was awesome to watch that. Actually, I really enjoyed it.
Fun.
I actually enjoyed that one too. It was a lot of good talk.
Very good.
And it's good to have all the new people on, and it's not just the same old familiar faces, but it's great to have new opinions.
No, it's fantastic. And I think Sheldon, Patty's got the best time of it right now, about 10 o'clock in the morning. That's what we want. But we're about a minute away. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, everyone in the chat. And then Two Beards wants to come on video with token Aussie. I mean, how many Aussies can we have? Christ.
A to Z EV.
Bring them on in.
6:03 p.m.
Oof.
So it's nice and early in the evening. Normal time of day.
Yep.
Be a great chat after this with loads of people in it.
Yeah, we are 36 seconds away. Don't spoil it in the chat. Don't spoil it in the chat.
Everyone's pumped to see who we're going to sign. Or maybe it's a sacking.
I guess everybody knows already who we're going to sign, from what I understand.
I'm pretty sure one of the two on the thumbnail will be there, but let's find out.
Well, what if it's somebody completely different, eh?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Let it collect it down for a lot of Aussies.
A bunch of dickheads.
Yeah. Oh. Here we go.
Okay. It's alive.
It's alive. Player's contract.
I can't see anything.
I see forward in their position.
I can see it, but I'm not going to tell you.
Hey! One. There we go.
Well,
is that it? Come on.
Patience.
Come on, Mo Faal. Looks good in that jersey.
He does.
Is that all we got? Just one?
One for now.
Just one.
That's a good start.
All right. Damn it.
Okay, so the day probably isn't done then.
So we signed Mo Faal. Let's see if they have it up here.
Anyone would think I do marketing in my job.
There we go. There he is. There he is. Mo Faal. Mo Faal. All right, so
6'5", is that right?
I think he's. Oh, this is.
Yeah.
Is it over? There's not any more coming, right? No. All right. I'm shutting this down. All right.
Yep.
We signed Mo
There you go.
Faal.
You guys wanted a younger, darker looking, fitter Palma. You got him.
There you go. He is. He's. Here we go. Wrexham signed Mo Faal from West Brom. We are delighted to announce the signing of striker Mo Faal from West Brom of Albion. The Gambian-born, 21 years old, has signed a contract through June 2027 with an option of a further year. Faal spent the last season on loan at Doncaster Rovers and Walsall, scoring 15 goals, which including hitting the target at the Stoke Carras, where, as Stace just pointed out, that he went a little bit of cupping of the ears. So he'll have to deal with that. On the signing for Wrexham, he said, I've had a smile on my face since I've been here. I'm excited and thoroughly buzzing to be here. I can't wait to get started. I think everyone in the football world knows just how big of a club this is and where it wants to be. Ever since I heard about the project that has been going on here, it has been on an upward trajectory over the last couple of years. It's been a club that has really come through, and since hearing all about it, speaking to the gaffer, I made the decision very simple. There's more to say there. What are your thoughts there? And I'll finish it up for the rest of it too. Anyone that want to take thoughts on that?
I want to know what Ivan thinks about this type of signing.
He looks
Well,
pumped.
I think that was a long time coming, right? Park has been looking for somebody like that since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Just took a while. That just indicates that we're not going to see we're not going to see any particular tactical or strategical or operational changes. It's business as usual, sticking to what's going on now, and I just hope that the guy really shines. I don't know much about him. I remember him playing last year, and he looked fast. He looked fit, especially for his size. I just hope that we will also release some players now, because we have a couple of people who need to go and play good football elsewhere. So
We don't have a
What do you think,
choice,
Ken?
really, do we? We have to.
Yeah, Ken, what do you think?
I'm very happy with the signing like this. Like, A, young, B, fits the mold of the type of player that Parky needs to fill that Palmer gap, in terms of he can't play every game. He's not fit enough to play every game flat out. This guy's younger. He should be able to run faster, harder. Hopefully the experience he picks up from the more experienced players like Fletcher, Palmer, Mullen, all those guys, makes him a better player. It'll be great to see him on the pitch. When I think his first match will be, I think it won't be until the Bristol Trophy Motors match against Salford, which is 2 games away.
Yeah. Shell.
Yeah, he's a very interesting signing, because he has played up front in both the Palmer role and the Dalby role. So he should be very flexible and obviously open to the training that we would want from him to duplicate Palmer more so than the Dalby side. But if he has both, that would be an interesting hybrid, because obviously if he gets in a good position, he can just fire them in himself rather than holding up and waiting for others. So he could be an amazing striker for us if he can build up to it. But even if you look at a replacement for Dalby, like just speed, quickness, and ability, he should do well. Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Could
We'll bring
be
up the
amazing.
stats. Yeah, I think he's been great. I think this is awesome. It's everything profile wise that I wanted for someone to replace it. We'll do the stats again in a second. Just get through his words here. He goes on to say, "I scored my first professional goal here, and when I came here, it was an unbelievable place to play. The fans are incredible. Every single seat was filled. The atmosphere was rumbling, and the stadium was absolutely buzzing. To finally be a part of it, it is unbelievable." Faal moved from Gambia to England when he was 7 years old and started his youth career at Sutton Coldfield Town before being picked up by West Brom. While at the Baggies, he made his professional debut August 2021 and spent time on loan at Hereford, AFC, Telford United, and AFC Field. I don't know what the fuck that says. On a signing, Phil Parkinson said, "I'm delighted to welcome Mo to the club. He's an exciting young striker and has had a really good progression in his loan moves in the last couple of seasons. We're really looking forward to working with him. So there we go. Mo Faal. Mo Faal. All right, Two Beards. Good to see you, brother. Get some rest, get some work done. Do we have stats on this guy? No? Do we have actual stats?
Shell, have you got the stats?
Yeah.
Where do we hear 5?
It will be good to. It will be good to see Dolby going. To be honest, like that's been a long time coming as well, and I just hope that Mo will get some decent minutes. Just to make sure that he picks up that experience straight away, because he will need a little bit of a time to adjust and start gelling in with the boys.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, my internet just went pear-shaped.
Then-
They said undisclosed fee, by the way.
Well, see, the thing is, for me, of my players that I think we've got the options of letting go, we only have to get rid of 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players.
We need to get rid of
I've
Tree.
got 7 players on the possible gone list.
7.
Yeah, we
Which 7? You want the 7?
Go ahead.
My 7 that could possibly be gone would be Will Boyle, Jacob Mendy, Anthony Ford, Luke Bolton, Jake Bickerstaff, Sam Dolby, and Billy Waters. And I think Waters is definitely gone, in my opinion. So that means I've only got to get rid of 1 more player. And that's why I don't think Mendy's gone. I don't think Ball's gone. And I think Bolton's gone. And I think we're keeping Dolby, Bickerstaff, Dolby, Bickerstaff, Anthony Ford. I think all those guys are staying. And they still fit in the squad.
Oh, God. I hope.
they don't. I have a list of 25 in our squad.
I don't think they're staying. They shouldn't be staying.
If they stay,
But
they're
he
not
would keep
going
a
to
full
get
squad.
22.
But we've got 17, 18, 19. We can keep. Well, no, because Mo Faal, and if Josh Adams is the other signing, they don't count in the 22. So, yeah. Whew.
We need to get rid of 4
Hey?
We need to get rid of 4 from our current squad. Sorry, 3. We have 25. We need to get rid of 3.
I've only got 17 players as definites in my numbers.
Well, even if they're in the
right now we have 25. No one is left.
Yep.
So
there you go.
pick your 3.
So 3 players. So who's the 3 players you get rid of, Shell?
Well, most likely I would say Ford, because he simply hasn't played yet.
Yep, I'd agree with that. But who else?
Mendy.
I don't think we'll get rid of Mendy because Parky's a more defensive orientated coach.
Yeah, I agree with that. But he also won't get rid of his attackers as much as we want. So,
Sorry?
if Billy won't go, which is potential because of his wages,
Yeah, fair point.
will he just sit him?
Yep.
Which is probably what he has to do. So that would be Billy out and then Bickerstaff.
See, I think we didn't see the best of Mendy. When he got injured last season, when he came back, he was on that terrible pitch. He was already injured.
Okay.
And if he gets fully fit, I think we see a better Mendy this year.
If I agree, maybe. But if you want to be ruthless about it, he has never stayed fit and he doesn't deserve to be in the team. Just for that reason, leaving everything else aside.
I'm not of that same opinion, but that's okay. That's the best part about being a fan. What do you think, Ivan?
About what in particular? About Mendy?
Would you keep Mendy or not?
No, I wouldn't keep him. Unfortunately.
Okay. So you'd keep Waters then and Dolby.
I wouldn't keep Dolby. I wouldn't keep Mendy.
So you're getting rid of Mendy, Dolby, and you've got to get rid of 1 more.
To be honest, I would get rid of a lot more than 1 more, but it really depends on the financial conditions there. We don't really need Bickerstaff. We don't really need Waters. Ford is not going to play. Bolton is not going to play. So whoever is more seem to be more logical from a financial standpoint to be let go. That person should be let go. That's pretty much going to boil down to that.
Yeah, Josh, hold your hats then, because if they listen to Ivan, we can sign more players.
We can,
but there will be some free agents coming in as well.
I think it's. Go ahead, Shell.
If you want more free agents to come in, you still have to leave space for them, which means you need
that's
to get
what I mean.
more players. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I mean.
See, the problem is Mendy and Ford are probably cheap compared to some of the others. Maybe because they're injured as well. If they're coming back and if Parky believes in them, then maybe he could wait for them. But you can't get rid of players just because you want them to go. If they don't want to go, it's tough. You pay them. So it's just drop them and eat the money.
Well, yeah, you sit them and pay their wages.
Yeah,
don't
sit
you?
them, pay their wages. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Money, financial circumstances will be the deciding factor.
Yeah. Also, too, you got to think though, they might not be in the 22, right? But that means they can only play league games. They could play the cup games. So I suspect that AJ won't be on the 22, and I think maybe Mendy won't make it either, and he'll play the cup games. That's what I'm thinking. But all in all, having just going back to the signing of bringing in a striker of this age profile, I think is fantastic. I think it's great. I don't know much about him. I've only seen a couple clips of him, but having this player in, I think is fantastic. It's exactly the profile that personally I wanted.
Isn't Aaron James exempt? He's still under 21.
Maybe yeah, okay, then he probably is.
I've got him as under 21.
Yeah, he's exempt. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Well, then there you go. What do I know? But so do we think that we'll get another one? I don't know today, but we'll see.
I definitely think we'll get another one.
Yeah, I think so.
It is early.
And if Ivan can just get on the blower to Parky, we could end up with another 5.
To get rid of everybody, right?
Get onto it, Ivan.
Yeah. Scott thinks. Sorry.
If only it would be so easy.
Wait up! The printer's live again.
No.
Okay.
Wait up! That just came up on my feed.
Hold on.
Or is this just a repeat?
Don't do a repeat now and get everything up.
Because it just a thing just come up on my screen.
Hold on a minute.
No, it's a repeat. It's a repeat.
Oh, come on, Ken! You should be fired for that.
The notification came up on my screen. I thought, you never know. Look out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not up. They're just a picture of him there. He's fired. Scott says, I think Ford. I think he'll keep Ford based on how Parky is setting up. Very defensive shape. Our strikers are vital and need to be clinical, as chances will be fewer. It's a brave tactic and demanding physically. There you go.
I don't know in our case if it's such a brave tactic, because the old adage that defense wins you leagues, defense wins you title and strikers win you matches. If we can keep our goal difference down defensively, then we don't need to score as many. And I don't think anyone is overly worried that we can't score, because everybody on our team can score goals. So if we only need to score 1 or 2 per match to actually win the match, we can win the league without such crazy matches. But with the Ford thing, look, let's say no one is willing to leave. Then the cost of the players doesn't matter, because we have to pay it no matter what. So who gets into the 22 is who you want to have available throughout the season up until January, because then we can change
January.
it. So when you're talking about Mendy and Ford, they're cheaper. So potentially you could keep them if the others would leave and reduce your wage bill. But if everybody's staying, then you just consider, are they fit enough? Or do you believe in them enough that if you give them another month, that they will then be fit enough and you want them over the other players? So it simply comes back to a footballing thing. Do you want Waters? Do you want Billy Waters sitting on the bench as an extra just in case? Do you want Dalby there? Who do you want? And this all comes down to Parky. Because with Ford and Mendy, we have no idea because we have not seen them play. And simply based on that fact, you would assume they would lose their place. But maybe not. Maybe if he believes in them enough, he will keep them and wait for them to get better.
I've come up with a new striker lineup. We're going to play 3 up front. It's going to be Palmer, Dolby, and Faal. Look at Ivan. Look at Ivan. Sorry, Ivan.
What time is it for you? Sorry.
Ivan must be what, 8:30?
2021. Yeah, going on 8:30.
Oh God, yeah. Billy Waters and Dolby won't cut it. There are National League or bottom league too. I kind of agree with that. Ken, if you're going to keep Chipper, I'm going to find your address, get on a plane, and come kick your ass.
What everybody doesn't realize is that Maria is actually Josh's mum.
Oh Jesus!
I'm just gonna turn my camera off for a minute, guys.
Okay.
Sure, Ivan.
All right. No, maybe he's in trouble.
And if anybody was on the Discord, they'd realise why Marie's being a little bit short. I think she's a little bit of sleep deprivation.
Yeah, me and her both. I might.
Good to see you, Marie.
Yeah, I might cut out myself. I agree. If it was up to me, I would completely change our tactics. Well, I mean, I don't think we're going to do that. I'm waiting to see if the interview comes up real quick. But listen, what?
I don't think we need to change our tactics, Josh.
No.
I don't think so.
No, I'm much more impressed by our tactics this season so far and the very end of last season than the start of last season.
Why, Shell?
Because the players have had time to get together. They're better players since then as well. Mm-hmm. They can do it. So either they learned to do it and they previously couldn't, or we've upgraded the players and they're able to do it. Because if you look at the cup match, we were beaten because our players weren't good enough. When you put them up against the championship players who have just come down from the Premier League, they could do it. They're faster, they're quicker with their decision making, and that's where we want to get to. But we have had a major jump. So we are absolutely a League One team when you compare with the other teams. And I'm getting excited about the play. Our play from the back is quick, much quicker, much more direct. But we are playing from the back more than we ever have before. We just don't fanny about with a tippy-tappy in front of the goalie at the back, which a lot of other teams do.
Josh, I'm just happy that Sheldon's finally caught up to you and me because we were touting this 6 months ago.
Luckily.
When it didn't
I don't
work.
know about that. No, I think we're playing well. I think Dobson's changed the midfield completely. I actually do that. I'm maybe I don't know. I'm half asleep here. Maybe if I said change the tactics, that's not what I meant. So there you go.
I just think our defensive structure is significantly stronger and more established this season, and that has just fed forward with Dobson in the midfield, like you just said, has been standout. And then the people around him, like Barnett, has been fantastic to start the season. And, it's just fed through the team. Yeah.
This is Sheldon happy. I think Sheldon's fairly happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah. Look at he's smiling. It's in the morning. We signed a good player. What's happening? We signed Mo Faal. Yes, that's why we're here. We signed Mo Faal. Yes, from West Brom. So we don't know what the fee is. Rumors are it's $500K, which is all right, but he's 21 years old, Gambia International, and 6'5". He's a big unit. So he's probably our backup replacement for Dolby. Ivan, let me know when you're ready. I think he's okay. I think he's good. Okay, there we go. So that's what's going on. Is he smiling or is it wind? I don't know. There we go. Oh,
see what happens when you're not here, Ivan. They've all picked on me.
Yeah.
They got to pick on somebody.
I know.
We're not picking on you, Shell. We love you.
I think the chat is picking on me. It's okay. I can take it.
It's a good. Yeah. Sorry.
He's just a happy Irishman.
Yeah.
To be sure.
Yeah.
The difference with our play, and why I think it's starting to work is defensively we're not leaking as much. We've gotten it together, and the same thing happened at the end of last season. The second half, especially, maybe later than the halfway even, we stopped leaking all those goals, and that made the massive difference. And if other teams are starting to change in League One and more so in Championship to the fancy play from the back football, they can't train just for us because we do something different. So if we are the big physical team, and if we will push people around, if the ref will let us get away with it, and if we have a solid defense, they can't change their tactics just for us. They're going to be setting up for 18 teams in the league that they can comfortably play against and be better against because they're both playing the same style. And conversely, for us, if we are the different team, and 18 teams are not prepared for our style, then the 4 or 5 or 6 that can deal with it and beat us, okay, then it's only 4 or 5 teams that are better than us with the style we play. So we're not in bad position there. It just comes down to we need to stop leaky goals, which end in draws first.
Yeah. As honestly, to be honest, watching some of the games on the That's a Wrap show, there's bad tactics. To be honest, the ball is given up on the top of the pitch, and it's simple, stupid goals. I don't really see us doing that. I think that's been one of our strengths. Rui Samoa says, as per EFL, how many are we supposed to let go? We have to have a 22-man squad available. 23?
At the moment, 3. 22 is correct, yeah.
22,
but we need to drop 3.
Drop 3.
25 squad at the moment.
I don't think he's a Gambia international. I mean, Gambia national. I don't think he's played for the team. You're right. And Sanjay says, my 22 ignoring under 21s: Mullen, Marriott, Palmer, Fletcher, Lee, Jones, Rathbone, Cannon, Dobson, Evans, McLean, Mendy, O'Connor, Boyle, O'Connell, Scar, Cleworth, Brunt, Barnett, Rev, and Bolton.
Yeah, he's dumped all the forward players.
He can add Sanjay. You can add one more because Revan is exempt. He's under 21.
Yeah. Marie asking Ivan, is this the type of player that will take us up to the next level?
Ooh.
Just on his own kind of a thing. Well, the good thing about this player is he's young and he's moldable. I think if he is performing well within his first season, he's definitely capable of performing in the championship later on. To be honest, look, I haven't seen him play enough. I can't really say, what his ceiling is as such. But I'm just happy it's not a 30-year-old striker. Let's put it this way.
Same. One second. I thought this was the other guy, Josh Adams. He's without a team, so we can sign him after the window. Is that correct? I'm not sure.
It is correct. Yes,
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not as much pressure to get him over the line, right?
I still think he's probably already signed. We've just, from a marketing perspective, it'll come out at a different time.
Yeah, so I might go back to sleep in about 10 minutes, and it might be going on. So,
we'll ring you and wake you up, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, you're awake now. You should stay awake all day.
Oh no, I gotta go to bed. I'm exhausted. Oh my god, you guys can stay on. I'll let you guys. You guys know. You guys know what
all
you're
good,
doing.
buddy. All good. Look, great to. I tell you, what a commitment though to get out of bed. Like the people on this side of the planet have to every time to watch every game.
Yeah. Ivan's like, fuck you guys.
Exactly. Get into him, Ivan. Rip him. I want to.
Well, I would like to. I would like to say that when the daylight savings kick in for us here, it'll be a bit better, but not by much. Right now, all the games are at 0 to 100.
Oh.
So it's a struggle. And the problem is that then you can't really go back to bed, so you're kind of stuck in the limbo. So yeah.
Especially if you're hammering the coffee because you're tired.
That's why.
It's it. And then the entire day is gone.
I just went for the water here. I'm just trying to refresh and see if they're going to have the interview come up, but it doesn't look like it's up yet. Usually they follow it up with that. Nothing has happened. It is deadline day.
Well,
Does
Ken,
500k sound expensive? Does
I
it?
hear you.
These days.
I thought he was around 200 to 150, to be honest, from what I've seen online.
Yeah. Because look, yeah, he was owned by a championship club, but he wasn't playing in the championship. He was loaned out to League Two last year.
He's not a championship player. When people say we signed a championship player, no, we did not.
Yeah, I love when people say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the key
hold on.
takeaways I take from this is the fact that no matter how good he is, like obviously Parky sees something in him. The
Mhm.
fact that we're showing that intent
Yeah.
to get more players in to improve the squad shows we're serious about wanting to go up.
Also, everyone's being signed to 2027. That says something. Plus the year after. That's our window. I'm guessing to get up in their heads probably for the championship. I'm guessing. I would say that. And also,
Yeah, they'd want to be there by then. Seriously.
yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I had a question. I lost my fucking train of thought.
Isn't it around April and May that we want to get there?
Yes, April be perfect. April be perfect.
Interestingly enough, talking about like, so you're on the for and against before, and I had a quick look. We had a 37 goal difference last season, which obviously is in a lot easier league, like 37 goal positive.
Mhm.
And last year, the winning team of League One was like 80 goals for 50 goals against. Roughly, it was like 48,
Yeah.
80, 78, 81, somewhere around there. I just
What
have to
about
look back
points?
up.
What about the points?
Sorry?
What about the points? What is the point total?
They only lost. They didn't lose many games. I'll just have to look that back up. I don't have it on my screen at the moment. But what that showed me when I looked at last year's results, and it's already bearing true that I can see this year from the matches, is this league's very tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why. I just want to say before I ask Ivan a question. Did you secure the posh guys at 10:30 my time tomorrow or no? Wait,
Me?
Yeah.
You're talking to me now. I've got a confirmation text from them saying yes, they're good to go.
It's
But
10:30.
I'm going to call the Poshcast guys out right here. Super disorganized. Come on, guys. I've been in line with you for a week. Get on. Give me the confirmation. I'll get you on with Josh.
Okay, there we go. All right.
They've said yes, and they haven't come back to me and given me who, and so I can send them the link.
Okay. So that's the plug for the 10:30 a.m. Preview show. And now I got to go and take that on. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate that. I was going to go in all friendly.
Stop your whinging. Stop your whinging. Harden up. Teaspoon of cement.
Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. So that's confirmed. I had something for Ivan. Sorry, I'm literally not awake. Yeah, you're right. This is not good, Ivan. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. You're right.
Don't worry, you'll get used to it. If you do it often enough, it gets easier. Yeah.
They'll probably think it's 5-1. There we go. Oh, this is what I want to say. It'd be awesome. Ivan, you said you saw him. You remember him playing last year against us.
Sure.
It'd be great if iFollow worked and we could watch that game back and see what he did. But iFollow is just absolutely terrible. So I don't know if anyone has that. I'd love to see that.
The highlights of the match are available.
I think I was about to say the highlights of the season for Doncaster, highlights for the games against us. I think we can check that out. But from what I remember, he was pretty much, because that was back in the days when we played very slow at the back. Dozer was still in there. I think Boyle was trying to play with them. So he was pretty much running all over us there. He was fast. And from what I remember, he was just really, really fast.
I like fast. I mean, if he's probably faster than what's his name? Anyone's faster than Palmer. Although I gotta say, Palmer is putting up some good work. I'm trying to look through the. When do we think that game was? By the way, I'm trying to scroll through their YouTube page. Any idea?
What, sorry?
When do we think that game was? Yeah.
I can look that up for you. The Doncaster game. Josh,
it was one of those games that we saved. Yeah, we drew that game.
Oh, okay. All right. So apparently this is Rob Ryan. Apparently Rob Ryan.
It was match day 7, so it was early in the season. I have a link here.
Okay.
The regular highlights.
Oh, did we lose it?
Oh, I send it here. I got it.
You got it.
Yeah, I'll drop it to you now.
I have this one. Sorry. Check your Discord, bro. I just did. I just got it. Here we go. Off Rob Ryan. I got it right here. Here you go. There you go. Courtesy of Rob Ryan Red. You guys see that?
Thank you.
Oh. Header.
Yeah. Barely had to jump.
Yeah. Ooh. Square. He doesn't look 6'5", right?
He does look a bit lanky.
I mean, but I'm saying he moves good. He doesn't look like he doesn't know his body for a 21-year-old. You know what I mean? Oh,
Oh, good touch.
yeah. Okay. I mean, they're highlights. I look good on YouTube, but he looks. I'm more impressed that he doesn't look lanky. I think he looks like he's already in his body. Get up. Take some of that. Wow.
We're on the back foot again here. Cross in, and this time Faal does score.
Is that okay? There we go. What do you think? I mean,
Score 6 or 7 headers in the season. I'd be happy with that.
yeah. There you go. Thank you, Patty. I just saw that too. Yeah, I'll take that.
No, the top player scoring headers is kind of what you expect. So that would be good to see if you can capitalize on those crosses.
Yeah. Scott says, I think you compare Mo signing with Brunt as they're both from the championship and spent loan in League Two. I'd expect Mo to cost more than Brunt purely because he's a striker and Brunt would be better. I mean, that looks good. I don't know where the hell they got that. Do you know where they got that? That link? I'd like to see more of that. I mean, oh, there it is. Vital Watson. This is it. Nice stuff. All right. Should we keep you guys? If you guys want to keep going, I might go back to bed. You guys know what you're doing. If you want to stay on, stay on. What do you guys think?
I just love the fact that our squad seems to be getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
And it's got depth this season already.
Yep, I agree.
So you're going to go back and cuddle the bot?
Yeah, you guys want to stay on? Stay on. Go ahead. I'll go to bed. Yeah. I'm excited. This is me happy at 1:38 in the morning. I love it. You guys, yeah. There's people in here. Stay on.
Why did you even go to bed?
I got a long day tomorrow.
It's super excited. I mean, look, guys, we've got. If you want to go, Josh, feel free to go to bed. That's all good. We might chat for a bit more. We still got 80 people in here.
Yeah, kicking me off my own show. Go ahead. Yeah, you guys want to stay on?
Get out of here. Go on. I'm going to kick him out myself.
I'll do one last one, and then enjoy yourself, guys. Enjoy. Be nice to each other. Don't beat each other up. So on that bombshell, I'll see you in the morning.
Okay, guys, let's start talking about Josh. What a douche that guy is.
Stream down. Wait a minute. What do I do?
No.
Just go away.
We got it. Just don't touch any more buttons.
Yeah, just go away.
Just don't touch any more buttons.
I have an end stream button. It's fine.
Yeah, I've got an end stream button too. If you guys could see the look on Josh's face,
I know. Yeah, he's still talking
in the
to
background
himself.
here right now. He's in the background. He's going like this.
He's gone. There we go.
And he's out. He's gone.
I might as well bounce off as well, guys. It's getting late for me as well. I need to do my night duties, so
get healthy, Ivan. Great.
I'll catch you later. Yeah. All right.
Ivan.
See ya. You too, guys. See ya.
Well, Shell, and then there was two.
I stayed up till 3 a.m. for our wrap-up show. on Monday.
Yeah.
And
it's like
that was a bad idea. I should
every
have gone to sleep
weekend
for a couple of
game.
hours.
Every weekend game for us here in Australia is midnight, and it would be 2 a.m. for Ivan. And Josh has had to get up once.
Midnight is not the worst in the world.
Well, it is
That's
for a
just
guy that goes to bed at about 8:30.
Just a late night. Okay, maybe. Fair enough.
I'm an early to bed guy, early to rise.
Yeah.
And Dave, I did get caught yeah, Dave, I did get caught talking smack. I did it on purpose. I'm not afraid. I can give it and I can take it.
Yeah, look, I guess 500k, if that's the figure, is not outside the realms of normalcy. You know, I was saying spend 300k for some young players. So considering he's a striker, 500 is not terrible. And that will quickly ramp up if he does well with us.
Well, I was about to say the same thing. Even at 500k,
yeah.
If let's be the pure optimist here, he has a decent season and we get promoted, what's he worth then? We're in the championship.
Yeah, 3 mil, at least.
And this is the other side to this whole equation that, you know, you start to realize is that it's not just like, yes, for us as fans and the club, we just want to get promoted up the leagues into the championship, eventually into the Premier League. But there's also the financial side of things of making money off the players that you're bringing through your systems.
Yeah. I like having the 3+1 on there because that's usually an automatic extension. So if he's playing with us, then the contract is automatically becomes 4 years, which gives us protection to have resale value, that he can't just leave too early when he has value to us. So that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
And also, I guess I don't mind Parky potentially paying a little bit too much, because this is not the type of player we can find. That's the issue. You look at all the players we've been after. The Palmer role is a difficult one to find.
Yeah.
We've either had to go 30-31 or this guy. Like, there hasn't been much out there.
And on your point of, you know, paying a little bit more, that's what we've done for the last 3 seasons. Look, in the National League, we paid more than National League wages. In League 2, we paid more than League 2 wages. And now in League 1, are we paying more than League 1 wages? Yes, but probably not as much as we did previously.
Yeah.
But the proof's in the pudding. We've gotten promoted. And where the return on investment comes is in the value of your club now, because they bought it for 2 million. It's not worth 2 million anymore. And B, if you get into the championship and you stay there for multiple seasons and don't get relegated, and even better, go up, that's when the revenues cut starts rolling in.
The flip side of it as well, I guess, is I like the fact that he's potentially this hybrid striker that can play both roles up front. Because also, if we want to sell him later, the buying club may not want him for a Palmer role. So the dual aspect there as well. And if he can play the dual role, isn't that the perfect way to get a Marriott-Mullen combination?
Agreed.
You know, we have a triple. We have a triple. We have a Mullen and Marriott, and we also have a Mullen and a Palmer, depending on what's needed in every case. So if he works out, he could be an amazing striker for us, especially if we keep Parky and keep this style of play for our system. He's young. He could be with us for the next 4 years. We go up into the championship. He keeps growing. And if he can be this hybrid, that would be amazing for what Parky wants, because that spot seems to be the problem going forward for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Marie, what happened to the other guy? I think we'll hear something else maybe later today or tomorrow. Just quickly, we might as well, if we're still here, the numbers are going back up, Shell. I'm actually going to put in here the link if someone wants to jump in and say hello.
Yeah.
Why not? You know, we're very inclusive.
Okay. So
Marie,
what's the question from Marie here? Yeah. Go on.
Hey.
Yeah, go on. What's the question? I was wondering if I was missing something.
No. Well, what happened to the guy?
Ah,
Like
okay.
she's asking, like the second,
Yeah,
the
Adam.
Josh Adams.
Josh
Well,
Adams.
I think he'll be announced this afternoon or tomorrow. More than likely tomorrow, in my opinion, but we'll wait and see. And Dave Carr, there's the other side of it, promotion failure, translation in huge loss. Yeah.
Promotion failure for who, where? I'm a bit lost with this one.
Well, I guess he's saying, like, if we pay these wages, and you tell me if I'm wrong, David, but what I think you're saying is we're paying for these players now. What happens if we don't get promoted and we're paying these wages and then we're not making money?
I'm not worried about it because I feel we are making enough money to pay the wages that we're spending. Because if you
I'm
look
really
at
looking forward to the next financials coming out.
yes, yeah, and I'm very surprised that we didn't throw more money at players actually in transfer fees. I think we've been very frugal in what might be expected because people expected us to be a mini Birmingham, and we haven't. The players we've been taking in were free agents. They had run out their contracts, a lot of them, or there is reasonably small transfer fees for them. So
Yeah.
the fact we haven't spent $1 million, the fact we haven't broken $1 million on a transfer fee yet is surprising to me.
Back when we did the prediction shows, a couple of the players that I predicted were $1 million.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
We
and I'm fine
might
with
have
that.
done it with
I'm
McAtee.
happy with that.
Yeah, have no
That
problem
we
with
haven't
it.
spent it.
Yeah.
And yes, we didn't invite Josh back. I mean, he could come back if he wants, but seriously, it looks like he needs his beauty sleep. And there we go. Yeah, Mad Al's up over. It's early morning over in the UK. And yeah, he thinks trained with the club since Wednesday. Doesn't mean he made the grade though. He was cheekily put in the Wrexham train, and that's a little teaser, I think.
Yeah.
That the fact that he was in those photos.
Yeah. I don't think that would have gone out in official photos if it hadn't been decided.
Especially not
It
because you think we've never ever teased any player that we haven't got.
Yeah.
We haven't, not yet.
It's not fair to the player to do it.
No.
It's not fair to put them out there and basically show we didn't take him. He was here, he was training, and we didn't take him. That's not fair to do to anybody,
No. And I don't have that graph A to Z EV. I don't know whether you do, Shell. But that, I mean, I'm sure Shell's got it hiding somewhere deep in the ether of his.
I don't have that one. That's a new one that came out on X. I think people are talking about recently. A to Z, can you throw it to me in Discord, and I'll bring it up. We'll have a look at it.
There we go, David Carr. Well, I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. Explaining costs, and now our wage bill is high. Yes, it is high, but it's expected to be higher, and they know that. I mean, as we go up, our wages go up.
Yeah,
everything goes up. Our fan base goes up.
Yeah, but unlike other clubs, our revenue generation is extremely high. We were talking about this week, Peterborough. Peterborough can't even fill their stadium, and they've got a 15,000 stadium. And they've been in around the championship.
Fans won't come, Shell.
Yeah, they've been around Championship and League One for a long time, and they don't have a fan base that can fill their 15k stadium. Now they have a completely different recruitment strategy, but maybe based on money. They don't have a sugar daddy or whatever. And it's the narrative is still out there that we have our Hollywood owners, Hollywood FC. But they're not making decisions like that. They're not just throwing money at this. We probably would have hit near enough the $1 million for McAtee. We probably would have spent it there.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think the rumor was 900,000 for him, or in around that. So we will get there when we have the right player. But they're certainly not jumping at anything that's available.
They've never done that.
They've never done that.
No, never done that. Yeah,
and Dobson, I think Dobson proves the point. Was a lot of the talk about Dobson was maybe he's not good enough, but he was in a weak team that was basically getting relegated, And the comment that came out was that Parky noticed he never stopped. He was the one player on the team that chased every ball, gave the 100% every single match, irrelevant of whether the team was going down or not. And the rest of the team, the heads were going. So it was the attitude of the player. And put him in a good team.
Oh,
Is exactly what we want.
let's go find that, Shell. The interview's up.
Yeah.
So while Shell finds that, like Scott was just mentioning JA's dad. So Josh Adams' dad was following the socials of the club. And he was, and Matt Al said he was due to go back yesterday, but extended his trial up to today. My gut feel is he stayed because he signed. And I hope I'm right, but we won't know until the printer fires back up. Look out. Look, here we go.
Okay, I have it here. Hang on.
Oh, what happened there? We lost.
Okay, we
Karma
lost
was
it.
in and she's out. Come back, Karma.
Present.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
This is great. I mean, man, with the bot and Banks listening to these two, look at the before
ready?
you start that.
Yeah.
Lies and innuendo. Although I would believe that you're in bed with a bot, that I can believe. And poor Banks, that those that don't know, Josh's cat Banks, and then had problems and got his diet sorted out, and now Banks is all good again. So, Josh, it's good to see you still up and listening to Shell and I waffle on. You ready to go, Shell?
Yeah, just 2 comments here from Discord. To the people that wanted Humphreys to come and join us, he's now going to Barnsley. So Humphreys is not going to join us after the window. And Birmingham City have made a bid of around 9 to 10 million pounds for Fulham striker Jay Stansfield.
Yep.
So talking about money and buying players, 9 to 10 million in League One.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay, play.
Welcome to Wrexham. Just how are you feeling to get the move done?
Now, can people hear that?
I had a smile
Turn
on
it
my
up a
face
bit, Shell.
since I've been here. I'm excited, thoroughly buzzing to be here, and I can't wait to get started.
And just what was it about the club that made you want to join Wrexham? How did everything all come about?
Look, I think everyone in the football world now knows just how big of a club it is and how big of a club it wants to be. And ever since I've heard the project that's been going on here, it's on an upward trajectory. And over the last couple of years, it's been a club that's really come through. And since I've heard about all of that and speaking to the gaffer, I think it made my decision very simple.
You've had a few loan spells over the past couple of seasons. Did it feel like the right time to make that permanent move?
Absolutely, yeah, I think so. I think, if I was to go on loan this season, then it would be my 5th one. I just wanted to find a home, somewhere to settle, somewhere nice. And I think this has been the best suit for me after all the research I've been doing. So I think this is the best place to, further develop myself and also to achieve what I want to achieve and what the club wants to achieve. So I'm more than delighted to be here.
Having gained experience in Sky Bet League 2 last season, what are you expecting with the step up to the 3rd tier of English football?
I'm expecting another challenge. Last year was a challenge. My first loan or my first minutes and season into the football league. It was really challenging for me, and I feel like I've learned a lot, and hopefully I can take what I've learned from there, bring it to here, and really further test myself and make myself much of a better player and succeed.
How have your discussions gone with the manager, and when did you find out the interest?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I think that come on quite late into the transfer window, but as soon as I had a conversation with him and I seen his plans for me, for the club, it was mouth-watering. So I loved it.
You've played against a number of our current squad last season. What did you initially make of the club?
So I was here. This is actually where I scored my first professional goal. And when I came here, I thought it was an unbelievable place to play at. The fans are incredible. I came here and it was in the coach were a little bit frightened because we know the magnitude of the club, and when we came here and we saw every single seat was filled. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us. So to see that was unbelievable. The atmosphere was rumbling. The stadium was, absolutely buzzing. So to finally be a part of that, it's unbelievable.
To score that goal and the significance of it, does it feel like a little bit more of a special place, especially now that you're going to be playing for that home crowd as well?
Yeah, that goal marked my first professional goal ever. And for it to be here and surprise, after a season, I'm back here, it just feels, like it's almost magical, to be honest. I want to score my first goal, at home as well, because that feeling that I felt then, I was with the away fans, so imagine being with the home fans now. It'll be absolutely unreal. So I can't wait to get the first goal in front of the fans.
For some of our supporters who might not be familiar with your game, what can they expect from you when you put on a Wrexham shirt?
They can expect, well, first and foremost, the simple stuff like the passion for the game. Also for me, if they don't know about me, I'm a tall player. I like to get a hold of the ball, control of the ball, pace, power. People might not expect it, but I've got a little bit of feet as well, a little bit of trickery. So that's what they should be expecting from me.
And finally, do you have a message for our supporters ahead of getting started?
Yeah, I would just like to say I'm delighted to be here, over the moon. Can't wait to get started, and I can't wait to see everyone at the racecourse.
Thank you, Mo, and welcome to Wrexham.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Hip Karma.
Thank you. Oh, am I still muted? No, I'm not. Woohoo!
No, you're good.
You're back. What do you think?
I think it's a really promising signing. He sounds genuinely excited to be here, and I think part of that will be, as Carol in HR in chat said, will be that he has a permanent club. He has somewhere where he can commit to grow and develop, and for me, that's going to help motivate him. So I think it's a really good opportunity for all of us. In fact, I'm also finding this a really good opportunity to baseline Sheldon being excited and Sheldon being happy, because I will put it in my memory bank for further down this season. Woohoo!
Oh, I love it. I love it. There's fair few chats in here. Interesting. Jake Roberts just woke up. Hope he's okay. That's Scott talking about the wages for the other team that you were talking about, Shell. What do you think of this comment?
Yeah, I think this is a situation where if he can step up to being as good as Palmer, he'll take that spot straight away. I don't think Parkey has massive love for Palmer. He just doesn't have a replacement for Palmer. So it really depends on how long it takes for him to learn the role the way Parkey wants him to do it, and take the position. And certainly he should be good enough to give Palmer a break. That's the least we should expect out of him. And I would hope the first half of the season, by January, I would hope he's taking the spot to be his.
Okay, yep. And I guess the other point to that is how well he gels with Mullen as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And what do you think, Carla?
I think that is vital. What I also think is, if he is smart, and he seems to be smart, he will soak up everything Fletcher says like a sponge. That man has so much that he can teach him, and it seems like this young man has the talent to be able to translate what he's being taught into something that can be incredibly effective. I mean, I can't remember which one in the chat has said it, but when Fletch takes the field or the pitch, he just looks like he's gliding. He is so smooth, that man. It's like he is just floating across it. And his skills are incredibly valuable. So it's my hope that Mo just really takes the opportunity to suck everything up that Fletch has to teach him like a sponge. Learn from experience and from someone who's got nothing to lose. as we all know, Fletcher's only here because we asked him. Otherwise, he'd be retired. He
Yeah.
doesn't care.
1 more year, he said.
Yeah, he doesn't. You know,
And-
it's no skin off his nose to teach a kid. Go, Ken.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say this. I was going to pass this one to you, Shell. Does he have any links with our current squad? And then further down,
Carol,
where did I see
HR,
it? Here it is,
and
Carol in HR.
Evan.
Yeah, friends. Now, there's an interesting combination.
Yeah.
And Mendy.
Sorry?
And Mendy.
He must
Revan
have
and
links.
Mendy.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's great. You know, I'm just going to call Sanjay out here. Like, Sanjay, I just can't abide with that sort of comment on this channel, right? You know, we just won't stand for anything. We all love Josh, we know that, but he does need his beauty sleep with the bot.
One more like that, you're banned. Josh isn't here to save you.
You watch him come back at us tomorrow morning.
And he won't notice that you're banned either.
No, he won't. I really like James Lee's comment. That's the last comment in the chat.
Yep.
I
there you
hope
go.
that's actually the case. That
Yeah.
that Howard and Fletcher are going to transition into coaching staff.
Well, I think Howard sort of nearly already has in some respects,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
I think so.
And
What do you think, Shell?
Yeah.
and props to James. James has some really good comments through the chat. I've noticed that in a few of the shows.
Yeah, where are the rumors about Fletcher becoming coaching staff coming from? Has there been an official rumor or just the fact that he enjoys helping people? You know?
Probably from Aaron.
But yeah, like Fletcher has been there, done it, and he has more to teach the kid than how to hold up the ball and header. You see how clinical and comfortable he is on the ball with people around him because he's been there and done it. And I keep mentioning this kid is a hybrid, so he has a lot that he can learn from Fletcher. So how fast he can do it will be interesting.
It's very interesting, and I'll throw this one to you, Hipcam. I notice when Fletcher comes on, he goes to his position, whatever the restructure is that it has to be, he goes to his position, but immediately he's talking to the players around him. That's what I notice when he comes on.
Yeah.
And Hipkama, what do you think? I mean, in terms of, would you like to see him stay on in some sort of capacity as a mentor / coach?
I would love it, frankly. I mean, given the sheer length of time he was in Prem and also Championship across, different clubs, he's got so much, and he can help coach mindset as well to a striker in that space. And that is in no way denigrating the psyche that we have. I think he's awesome, but the focus specifically on that set of skills, that set of challenges in the striker space could be invaluable. What say you?
Shell, I'll let you. I mean,
it is invaluable. He has the knowledge. You can see it. And maybe it's filtering around to some of the other players. We have no idea what's happening in the back room and who is helping people out in different places. But it seems to be absolutely true that they are working as a team. And although I'm sure they have their own cliques of who they like to hang around with, they do seem to work as a team and help each other out. So the more of that we can foster, the better. And it seems to be working. So,
yeah, absolutely. And, I think, and James Lee has said there, G was up. Welcome, G. You've just woken up. Welcome in. Mo Faal, he's moved, he's our new signing. And Fletcher's moved lock, stock, and barrel. He has. And if you watch, and if you watch the Welcome to Wrexham, the latest season of Welcome to Wrexham, he's in the episodes, and he's got his young girls, the kids, and his wife sort of said he was a little bit sort of in the disillusioned possibly about whether to play again or not. But
Mm.
coming to Wrexham, he found a new passion and a new vigor for the game. And I think she was part of the reason behind him continuing on another year. And as we know, Hip Karma, behind every man there has to be a great woman. Otherwise, he's no good at anything.
It's not easy for a player to take a role as a 20-minute sub. There's not many people will do it. And not many maybe wives would support it in that way, because the amount of time you need to be training and getting on into the ground, and then you're only on the pitch for 20 minutes here and there,
I would suggest that a wife might be entirely fine with that, because she has probably seen him in the last few years pre-Wrexham doing, hard minutes, the majority of minutes in a match, and come back being aching and sore and
Exhausted.
injured and exhausted. And she has to help build him back up to get into the next one. So my position would be, if he is happy where he is, he's getting a decent income, he's out of the house for a good part of the time.
Out of the house,
and he is not coming back battered and broken, that's wins all across the board. So from my perspective, I would be totally fine if my partner decided that they wanted to go and just be an impact sub for 20 minutes, and he goes out and he gets to socialize with people who have clearly become mates for the most part, and he has a life and an independence, and he gets to come back and spend quality time with the family, not broken. So I have a very contradictory view to you, but I hope you can understand why that would be the case.
No, I'm 100% with you on that. But I'm just going to quickly, Shell. Sanjay's backtracked here. He loves us both on this statement here.
Doesn't love me.
Yeah, well, they love you, and I'm sure he loves you, Hip Karma. That's a given. But I think that is a massive insult to Billy Waters and Sam Dolby. Just saying. Because I think Hip Karma's Paul Mullen, and I don't know what National League team I'm playing for, but it's definitely not the Wrexham League one. So.
Oh, Lord.
I don't think you understand that comment at all, because clearly in this context, Mullen is Josh.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm not giving Josh. I knew what it meant. I'm just not giving him.
He's refusing.
Just won't happen. No.
Okay, Sanjay, I like your humor. That was fun.
Yeah, Sanjay, you're fantastic. And I liked, and if you go back, guys, through the comments earlier, Sanjay actually put up his squad that he thought it should be, and he gets an extra one because Revan is under 21. So it's going to be interesting.
He's not far off. Yeah, he can.
He's I reckon he's pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some great, some interesting, it's going to be an interesting 72 hours now. When have we got to have the squad? Is it Tuesday?
Yeah.
We've got to have it.
I thought it was
done?
a week. Maybe not. Okay. I thought it was a week.
Interesting, because I'm very keen now to see. I think
to be honest, you shouldn't need a lot of time. You should know.
No, he should. Well, he's probably already decided. To be fair,
yeah.
But the reason I'm going to be interested to see which players don't make the squad would probably give a very clear indication to where Phil Parkinson and the training squad feels they have plenty of depth in the players that are let go whether they be defensive or attacking or midfield. That will show whatever area of our team gets let go. That's the area he has the most confidence in the rest of the squad, in my opinion.
Well, he came out earlier in the week and did the interview and said those that are not going to be playing need to move on. So he clearly knows who they are. And I assume he has been very clear to them that you're not likely getting the spot in the squad. So make your decisions what you want to do. Find yourself a place, get things in order, or then you just sit outside the squad. Get a couple of cup matches, that's it. So
Who do you think's going, Hip Karma? There you go. I'll put you on the spot.
Don't put me on the spot. I'm responding to someone in chat at the moment because
Okay,
Scott nearly got caught. Have a read of his comment.
Oh, just got told him I was blocking out the office noise by listening to.
Now 10, whatever that is, must be a music.
He tries to.
Now that's what I call music 10.
Luckily, I had the knowledge and told him it was Pump Up the Team by Mark. Scott, we're a big fan, and now that Hip Karma did deflect with reading the comments, and I'll think that's fair, but because Hip Karma's the nicest person out of the lot of us that are on the channel here at the moment, I feel it's only fair that she gets to pick the players that get cut, because no one could get mad at her.
Yeah.
I would prefer to call it have the opportunity to progress elsewhere.
Very good.
And really, that's the headset that they should be going into it with, having the opportunity to grow and develop elsewhere. So for me, and I didn't catch all of the early stuff because Sheldon, you started at 5:30 instead of 5:45 our time. I didn't catch all of your list, but as I've said previously, I think.
Want to see it?
Yeah, please. That would be good. Waters, Dolby now. Bickers.
So 3 strikers.
And how?
You
to the discussion.
That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough, because to the discussion you guys had earlier about Mendy and whether or not to keep him, I would have liked to have seen at least some more of him on the pitch in some minutes in the last few matches, like in the last month since he's been healthy again, because otherwise I'm only judging him on what I saw last year, which wasn't a lot because he wasn't back on for long on that incredibly dodgy surface before he went again. And I remember our comments back then, and specifically Stacey's, because she knows him, was that they brought him on too soon. He hadn't fully healed, and then they crashed him out, and he's had to have a total rebuild. So
he never should have played that.
No, he shouldn't have played that day. So for me, because I am the bleeding heart, and I will own it, I would like to see how he performs now, fully recovered. And I also think it would be quite a good thing to have Mo Faal and Mendy in the same space with Revan, because they will have
That's not
made
football logic.
No, but wait, I haven't finished.
Go on.
Because there will have been a relationship developed when they were both representing Gambia on that team. They will have trained together. They will have learnt an experience together. So from that perspective, I think it's an excellent in to help settle Mo Faal into our squad. He is a great player.
Okay.
He's already a high value player for us. It's in our best interest, and the club's best interest, to help him slot in and feel at home and support it as quickly as possible. And that's both on and off the pitch.
Yep.
So that's my reasoning there.
Yeah, that's great. Shell, Aaron, he just sent us a message. I grabbed it and threw it in the private chat there for you to grab and fill up. Thanks, Aaron, for that. So Aaron's also tougher than Josh. He's awake and sending us stuff.
Okay.
And it's even earlier in the morning for him.
That's right. He's more hard. Like, Karma, isn't this just a little bit of like, get a taste of this? Because we have to do this all year round.
Yeah, I'm loving that people are getting a taste of it, frankly.
We love you all, guys.
We do. But now
Okay.
you can potentially understand when I'm going, it's 2:20 in the morning, I'm going to bed now.
You got it, Shell?
Yeah.
Perfect.
just need
What do we got here? What's
to-
Aaron got for us?
I need to present new screen.
Okay, here we go.
And
Shell,
here we go.
Shell's way better at the buttons than Josh.
Let me zoom in a little bit because I know how to zoom.
Zoom.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, from Darren Whitcup. Nile Ennis is a target for a number of League One clubs. Wrexham and Barnsley have made inquiries over the Stoke striker's availability. That was rumoured over the last day or so. I guess on the final day, rumours become more solid, we can hope. So he could still be a target.
Yep. I'm going to just mute myself for a second.
And the reality is the window hasn't closed yet. I point us back to January's window when it was what? Was it an hour before closure or even less when we got an announcement?
Yeah.
So
we also have the extended 1 hour because of international clearances, international paperwork and stuff to get in. So we actually go to midnight and everyone else finishes at 11. Or we finish at 11 and everyone else finishes at 10, whatever it is.
nice.
No. Niall Ennis from Stoke City. He is a forward and he's age 25.
Tell us all of the good goss, Shell. Thank you, David.
Centre forward and left winger. Okay. From Stoke. Valuation is roughly 700k, which doesn't mean a lot. Mo Faal was in the region of 300,000 in the valuations, according to this website. Let's have a look at his appearances last season. Okay, let's pull it up. Why not? I need to figure out how to swap the screen without doing this.
I have confidence in you, Sheldon.
There we go.
I do. Oh, here we go.
Oh, all these bloody ads. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, 2 appearances in the championship so far this season. Okay, so he's still playing.
Sheldon, is there someone in the backstage?
Marie.
Ah.
Marie, are you ready? Do you want to come in? She's there in the corner. No sound from Marie. We'll leave you there for a minute. Okay, transfer his. Stop. Stoke City contract expires 26. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'll put the mute on because I think my one of my dogs is panting rather loudly here.
Okay, here we go. Stats for last season. "25 matches in the championship, 1 goal."
I'm not overwhelmed.
No.
I wonder what the story is behind that. How many minutes?
Guys, you've got Marie here as well. Just remember to drop Marie in. Hi, Marie.
She ready?
You're on mute, Marie. There you go.
I am here. Can you hear
There
me?
we go.
Welcome.
Hi,
Hey,
guys.
Marie.
So it's the middle of the night. I'm with two guys and a girl. I'm being disloyal to Josh. I'm not sure.
Josh is still awake. He's just commented.
Yeah, he's commenting like he's. I'll tell you what. This is a party now. I've got Hip Karma and Marie. This is way better than talking to Josh. I'm going to just quickly go get myself another drink. I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Oh, middle of the night. Go, Sheldon. What were you talking about here?
So we're talking about a player that's been rumored we're still looking at. 25 matches in the championship last season. So he was a little bit of a bit part player, but he had over 1,000 minutes and only scored 1 goal. And then he played the EFL Cup, 2 matches and scored 1 goal.
That's
So
about
not
a
amazing
statistic.
stats. That's yeah. So overall, 28 matches, 2 goals, and 1,155 minutes. Not amazing.
No.
Now, of course, that is championship level. So drop him down to League One. You can give some adjustment to that.
But what? Okay, so I've noticed a big difference between the top of the championship and the bottom of the championship, right? So
Yeah.
what team was he in? What? Because if
I
he's
can hear you.
if he's at the bottom of the championship, then he's almost League One, right? So what
Yeah,
team
I
was
get
he on?
your point. Yeah, Stoke.
Okay.
So let's bring up the leaderboard.
So I've just stepped away. Marie? Did you talk about Mo Faal and what you thought of the signing?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think what you guys were talking about though is a replacement for Palmer. He's a tall, obviously good, but he's a skinny kid. You're right. So he's not a Palmer. Palmer is a bulky, big guy, right? So Fowler has to grow into his body a little bit. So yeah, that's not a replacement kind of a thing. It could be eventually, but not today.
He's a different big, isn't he?
He's a different bag. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Can.
fair.
And I'm not getting on a plane. I'm not going to come kick your ass.
I am scared of Josh's mum. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's a pro-con scenario because he has the height. In his interview, he said he likes to hold up play. He has worked in the role of a hold-up striker previously on one of his loans. He's quick, fast, and agile, but maybe he doesn't have the bulk and the physicality that Palmer does.
Yeah.
Hip Karma, do you think that gives us a slightly different style of attack with a big, bringing him in?
It certainly could. The other thing I can see happening is he and Max Clearworth going on a specific eating plan and hanging out at the gym. Both of them. Although to be fair, Max has put some on, so it is possible, but he can't change the nature of his actual structure. He's not Hugh Jackman. Very few people are.
Actually, just quickly too, on that being bulking up, anyone that's not in the Discord, hop into the Discord and have a look in the what's burning, Hip Karma, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something's burning, I think.
Something's burning. You do all the most amazing food. I'm thinking maybe you could go over and be the club nutritionist.
No, I couldn't be a nutritionist, but I could certainly help him eat some foods. Like tonight, I decided to make emotionally comfort food just in case I didn't like what came out of the printer. So I'm going to do bacon and mushroom risotto tonight. So after
Nice.
That sounds good.
I mean, wow.
It's comfort food though. It's
why
not
do
flashy,
you
it's
ruin
comfort.
perfectly good bacon with mushrooms?
Oh, that's good food.
Now it really depends on what it is that floats your boat. Bacon
Yeah.
and mushroom risotto is actually lovely.
It's not boiled potatoes, Shell.
You know, when
No.
you guys were talking about Max, the difference between if you watched him 2 seasons ago to today, he is bulked up. He's a big dude now.
Yeah.
You know, it's really amazing. And plus, it looks like he's grown a little taller. I mean, he's got an inch on him, I think. So that's really interesting.
What's that
That
in metric, Marie?
What was that?
What's that in centimeters?
2.5.
No idea.
2.5.
That's okay. I'm only teasing. Don't.
I know.
You ignore me.
I'm here saving Marie, though.
Thank you, Hip Karma.
You're welcome.
Marie can take care of herself quite well. Just
I
quietly.
know she can, but that doesn't mean she has to.
On the
Okay, I'll
height
stop.
of
I'll stop.
The girls have their backs.
That's
Can be
it.
warned.
That's it.
on the height of the players, Palmer and Mo Faal are both listed as 196 on Transfer Market, so
Ah,
they're
good to-
basically the same.
So they're
Yeah.
6'5" in you know,
In
American
old
speak.
school.
But Palmer is bulkier. So
Yeah.
when
And slower.
when Faal
Mm.
he is. So but if the role is for Palmer to come in and block a player, he's going to be bulkier than this tall drink of water, right? Who is coming in. So he could be pushed out, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It really is. Eventually, the new kid coming in, oh, I am so excited. I am so excited by this guy.
Yeah, and look, that's we're talking about the heights there, and then Aaron's added in here. And yeah, Aaron, I think you're right. He is a Dolby replacement, but I think that he's not. And I agree with you. He's not a Palmer replacement yet, but I think it's inevitable that he will be down the line.
Yes.
And hopefully,
Yeah.
the sooner the better, because that means it was a great signing.
Is Aaron out of the car?
Well,
That's an excellent question. Well asked.
I don't think he sleeps in the car, and he did mention just before it was 5 a.m. But who knows? And with all the super chats we've had in the last few shows, we may be almost able to afford new internet for Aaron.
Yeah, maybe. Or get him a camping lamp. So he's in the car, but he has a light.
Yes.
Something like that.
Actually, Marie, where's home for you? What state are you in?
I'm in California. I'm like 2 hours away from Josh.
I'm there in
Well,
November.
maybe an hour and a
Coming
half.
over.
I'm like, I'm in Southern California. Yeah.
So you're south of LA?
I'm in Orange County.
Orange County. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Well, there. I think it's.
And by the way, Ken, I am older, but I am not Josh's mom. Okay.
And I'm so glad to hear it. I mean, we're all emotionally older than Josh.
Well,
And then there was silence.
I'm just wondering how I'm going to phrase a response, but I've decided I won't.
Yeah, I had some things I was going to say there that I didn't.
In all
Okay, now
seriousness,
Kim's
just
comment:
quickly, Josh,
Palmer
before
is
you
weak
get
in the
started-
air for a tall man. Okay, so
I was
moving
just going
back.
to say, before
Yes.
you get started, I just want to say a massive shout out to Josh Griff for creating this community.
oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So much
okay.
so,
Way
yeah.
to go, Sean.
Okay, so Palmer is weak in the air for a tall man, correct? And he falls over a lot. So part of the role of the hold-up player is also to pull people out of position. And you can do that with the defenders by being fast. Quick movement around the box, dragging people into the wrong places. If you can separate your two defenders, giving space in the middle for Mullen to run into, that's part of the role as well. So there are different ways of achieving the same goal.
So
if,
Sheldon,
if,
how fast is Mo? I mean, did we look at that? How fast is he?
we don't have speed metrics, but pretty quick for a
seems-
tall guy. Yeah.
He seems fast. From my perspective, and I think it's a whole lot aligned with what you were saying, Sheldon. I think he's going to have to, until he does do a little bit of bulking up, rely on speed and technique. to make those different and persistence, and that I've got Dobson in my head for a moment. Just sheer bloody minded persistence, speed and technique.
Okay.
No, go.
Just this comment from Dave. I was going to throw at Ken. Ken, what do you think it is?
He's not weak in the air. He just doesn't jump aside. And he's obviously talking about Palmer there.
Yeah.
Or is he talking about Mo? Palmer. Well, look, Palmer's not weak in the air, and he is a hold-up player. And the other night when he did that one-touch pass where he was holding up a player, Ivan sort of questioned it. He was lucky to do it. And yes, he might have been lucky to make the touch, but you have to be there to have the luck to do it. Like if you're not in position, like good players create luck by being in the right place at the right time. And that's one of the main reasons why Mullen loves Palmer so much, because he does create space in the way that Palmer plays. And Shell's talking about Faal and how he can create space with speed and movement, which is a different style, which I think is the style that we are going to evolve into over the coming season, which I think.
But how will that style, the Faal, how will that play into Mullen? Will it still work?
Well, yeah. Sorry, did you say less work?
Will it
still work?
I think it will still work. It's just different. Because if you imagine two strikers running down the pitch on a quick break in transition, and instead of Palmer running to the center of the box and attracting a play with Mullen going off to the edge of the box, Faal could be a player that's running down the middle, but then breaking to the right to drag a defender away to create space for Mullen. So both ways can work. I just think that as we go up the league, obviously defenders are more mobile as well and more tactically nous. And I think the style that Faal will bring to the table will be more threatening than the current style that Palmer provides, but not against every team, because Parky, obviously, it's horses for courses with Parky. Yeah. So that's my opinion, and it's probably not right, but in some ways I think it is.
Yeah, I'm more on the Kim side of this, which is why I threw the question to you first. The stats strongly suggest otherwise about Palmer's efficiency in the air, or lack thereof. He did score his goal with a header recently, but he has missed a lot of headers by not getting up above the players around him. So yeah, I disagree with the
You're
last
absolutely
topic.
right. He's missing headers that he should be getting. So
I disagree with the last comment. I agree with Kim, and hopefully
in
Faal can get on
the Carabao Cup game, they played against Sheffield United, and Harry Suter, the Australian player, who was a big guy, he's like 6'7", but
massive.
His dominance in the air and his headers, he scores a lot of goals for our national squad in the air, off headers. He's like, and that's the type of big that you want someone. But even like if you looked at the header that McLean did the other night, that didn't score, but oh my God, it did everything but score. It was a great save by the keeper.
Like you add another 20 centimeters onto the top of a jump with Mo Faal versus Palmer, and see how dangerous that will be if we can get the balls into the right area, because no defender is going to be jumping up to get that ball. And we just have to adjust our sights that when we're aiming at him, we aim higher because he can get there. And that could be really dangerous.
So when do you think Parky would put him on the side? When do you think he will play him?
Last 20 minutes. Last 20 minutes. After a bit of time with the team, he'll start putting him in above Dalby, I would guess. And kind of adding to the question earlier, would it work with Mullen? Well, how does it work with Mullen when we put Dalby up there? It doesn't, so certainly I would expect this to be a better combination.
Well, I think Faal will get a start in the first Bristol City Motors game against Salford. What do you think, Hipkama?
Yes.
I agree that that's certainly possible, and I would love to see him subbing in near the end of some of our matches just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, I'm going to go and feed puppers and myself. Thanks for the
Mushroom and bacon risotto. Enjoy.
yes. Thank you, gentlemen, and it's an exciting evening for us anyway. I'll be
Yes.
really interested to see if when we get a printer next, shall we say?
Love it. Love it. Enjoy dinner.
Well, if Mullen is back, you would probably have Marriott and Faal in that Bristol Street Motors as the attacking team. And if Mullen is still coming in, substituting, then that could be Mullen's first match starting. But I expect Mullen to be back before that. So I would say you're going to have Marriott and Faal full match
Okay.
for that.
Marie, what do you think of Mad Al's comment there? Faal could play it, open up a 3-4-3.
But who's the extra up front?
Oh, Marie's muted herself. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was Mad Al commenting
So
on.
if you're going to sub Mo in, say in a league game, then you don't sub Fletcher in?
Fair point.
What do you do?
Well, we have to trial him. We have
That's
to give
right.
him minutes.
We do have to try him. And I still think Fletcher can be a sub for Mullen at the end of a match.
Yeah.
He's got a good enough football brain that he makes up for an extra yard in pace with his between his ears.
So you sub Mo in for Palmer, and then you sub Fletcher in for Mullen. Is that your thought?
That's my thought.
See what happens.
That could work. And then you've also got Marriott, remember? So that means
Yeah.
maybe Fletcher doesn't get subbed in, depending on the team we're playing, I guess, and who Parky thinks is going to best threaten the attack or the defense.
Yeah. I'll also remember it could be a little while before Mo gets a starting spot as well. Sorry, even a bench spot and play at the end, because if you look at Scar, how good was Scar in the first match he played? He's not getting in the team.
Yeah.
So we could be waiting a month, 6 weeks before he starts breaking in, because he, as an attacker, he may need more time before Parky trusts him to come in and take over.
If it is a while before they get a start, that can only be a good thing, because it means that we're still winning and it's too hard for players to break into the team.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll just go up to this comment from Jake. He'll get a few minutes in the next match, I think, but not Peterborough. What interesting on the Peterborough match coming up,
Shrewsbury.
they are a very attacking squad, but not a great defensive squad. They tend to beat you with goals. Like, they'll score 3, but they'll let in 2. And I think that, if our defense stacks up, then I think they could be in for a little bit of a shock, but we'll wait and see. Mad Al, who's in Wrexham with the inside goss, rumour printer is going again today. What do we think of that?
Yeah.
So
I have to take another nap so I can wake up.
Stay up. Just have a coffee, Marie. Have a coffee. Enjoy it. Like the number, actually, and in just in all fairness, since Marie's come on, we've gone from like 80, 90 watches to 130. So clearly the audience has spoken that the females are definitely more interesting than the men.
Well, let's go back to Peterborough that we're going to play on Saturday, right? Mo will not probably, will he be on the bench? Will he not be on the bench?
I don't think he'll even be on the bench.
I don't think so.
No.
So Mullen will be on the bench.
Yeah.
Definitely. If he was on the bench last match, I can't see any reason why he wouldn't be on the bench again.
Starters, Mario Palmer again.
Yep.
So how are we going to attack this game? I guess is the question for you guys.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Shell?
Yeah, same as Bolton. I don't think we're going to do anything different. We are going to aim to be strong in defense and counter-attack when we have the ball. I think we're going to give Peterborough the ball, and then either it's true what the posh guy said, that they will eat us alive if we give them the ball, or our defense will be as good as we hope it is, and we'll stand up to it and we'll make our breaks and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with that analysis entirely. I think we've got enough trust in our own defensive structure and patterns and our transition into the midfield now with Dobson that we'll be happy to give them the ball, trust our defensive patterns, and then maybe get them on the break or wait half-hour mark. We've settled right into the game, and then we'll start to take our fair share of possession from that point on. And I think that's when we'll see Wrexham start to come into the game stronger.
Well, this is always it's very interesting. If you look at the stats, the possession part of everyone thought, okay, you have possession, you're going to win the game. That is not our game, right? So it's very interesting that people are still saying, oh, well, you only had 30% or 40% of possession, but that doesn't work for Wrexham, right? We don't necessarily want all the possession. We just want to we want to take that possession and do exactly what you were saying, the counterattack and score.
Okay. Just a point on that, I've mentioned a few times, but a lot of people don't know it. That stat is very, very deceiving because they do not count it on a clock. They count it by number of passes made by the teams. So our style
Sheldon, the time you kick the ball, is that when it starts, that possession?
No, it's a really weird way of doing it. What they do is they count up the number of passes for us. They count up the number of passes for Peterborough. And then they get an average. That's your possession time.
So if Peterborough pass the ball 100 times and we pass the ball 50 times, they have 66% possession.
Yeah, we've 1/3. So it's not accurate in that way at all. And I've never proved this, and I don't know if I want to go to the effort, but I actually, in the back of my mind, I would love to go into a match and chop out all of the time that someone doesn't have a ball and actively count who has the ball, which team, and look at the stats that they use, because it doesn't work, because our play does not care about multiple passes. They have a timing stat for a pass. They compare one to the other, and it gives weird results, especially with our style of play. So we are always lower in possession than we actually have the ball.
And in that scenario, like someone commented the other day, Notts County, I think it might have been in the Discord, but Notts County always has a very high possession rate, but it doesn't equate to wins.
Yeah, because they're tippy-tapping at the back in their own third. And we don't care if you're in your own third. You're not attacking anything.
No. And it also stands out in the match, That's a Wrap show. One of the matches I had, Charlton, like it was just terrible. Like it was a pass from the back and he just botched the pass and went straight to an attacker, and it was 2 passes goal. Like, so I just don't, I think the players totally trust Parky's structure and his systems, and it's showing in the confidence in the squad at the moment. What do you think, Marie?
I'm interested, and I'm surprised. Hip Karma says, okay, is there another printer thing coming up, or?
That's the rumor from Matt Al, who lives in Wrexham, yes.
Okay, but we don't have the printer yet.
No, we don't have a time for it yet.
No. You've got to have 4 more cups of coffee yet.
I've got to go to sleep at one point because I've got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work.
Take the day off. Take the day off.
It's Friday, and plus in America, it's Labor Day weekend, so I get Monday off. So there you go. I can make it up.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm actually in America for Thanksgiving. I'm very excited.
Oh gosh, yes. And you're going to be down here, Ken, in Los Angeles. You're going to meet up at one point with Josh. I would love to be there. So
We will have to
let's
organise
figure
that.
it out. Let's figure
I'm
it
more
out.
excited to meet producer Anne.
That she's not a bot. She's an actual person.
We shall see. We shall
Um,
see.
I think it's interesting the possession thing. I've never got that because other team, I listen to other podcasts and everything, and they're saying, "Oh, well, possession is this and possession is that," and I'm thinking, well, it's not really that, is it? It's more about what you do with the ball when you have possession, right?
Yeah,
And
very,
that,
very true.
yeah, that's very, very true. And when we do have possession, we do something with it. Sheldon, do you have the stats that when we're at home over the last 4 years, how many times have we won when we're home?
Yeah, Sheldon, tell us now.
Off
Come
the top of
on.
my head, no.
Come
Of the
on.
last 4 years,
I can get them there. That's an easy stat to look at. Yeah.
it's very high though.
It's very high.
It's very high. It's very high.
Yeah, we had the best home record I think last season.
Yeah.
Of any team in League Two.
But interestingly, if you count home and away, if you look at the matches Parky has been in charge, we have an extremely high result rate for both, even with our bad away results occasionally. So we're something like 2.2 average for every single match.
We've only lost 6. I mean, come on. That's amazing. Matt Alice saying we've only lost 6.
And this one's for everybody out there, but I'm not even going to comment on that.
Yeah, the issue with stats is not the stat itself; it's how people use them. Because the possession stat is very useful in its own context. If you have two teams playing the same style of football, you're going to have a reasonably accurate result.
Okay, well let's put
and same as XG. XG is useful for measuring your players in general, the positions they get into, what they do, the style of your team. It should never be mentioned in your win rate, because it's nothing. The only thing that counts is the number of goals.
There's a lot of truth in Hip Karma's comment there. Like, Harky's been so good, we've gone up 3 divisions, and they still call for his head. But I'm going to make you both put your thinking caps on. Goofy Splat, ask the question.
Okay.
Who would be your 11 for tomorrow? And Sheldon, we're going to let you go first to give Marie an extra couple of minutes to think of her team, because we're gentlemen. This is when men go gentlemen first to give the ladies a better chance to get it right.
I would keep the same as last week. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. Marie?
Yeah.
I would keep the same. I would agree with Sheldon there. I would keep the same, but probably be willing to sub earlier. Yeah.
Which he did a little bit in the last game. 65
he
minutes.
did, which was surprising. But he's got, the thing is, Parky has more options now than he has before. So, I would think about it. If somebody isn't working, let's say you have, and you want to sub in Scar, do it.
Yeah.
The pressure is on the first team to hold their jobs. Yep. And so they're pushing. They are very, very concerned about their jobs. If they're not concerned about their jobs, they're not thinking, right? Because everybody else is ready to step up.
Okay. Just sorry, Ken. I know you're waiting to answer this.
No, you go.
Just to follow on there. I would keep it the same this weekend because it's Peterborough. And because it's
why do you say that? Why the same for Peterborough?
Because it's a tough team away, and it's not the match to make changes. The week after we have Shrewsbury. That is the time to change it up, because
I think that's when Mullen. I think that's when Mullen starts.
Probably, yeah. But I would make a lot of changes for Shrewsbury, actually.
Okay.
Because we need to get the players into rotation. I don't want Parky to stick with all the old team for weeks and weeks until something goes wrong and then start making the change. Because what he wants is rotating players in and out, because everybody has to sit the bench with the strength of squad we have. So he does need to bring the new players in, but I think this is not the match to do it. It's the Shrewsbury match.
You know, I'd like to talk about James Lee's comment about I'd start Revan over Barney.
Yep.
God, I love Revan, but Barney is doing a great job right now. And he's so, when you watch him play, he's so good at dribbling and having the ball at his feet and confusing the defender. He just moves around. I think I'd still start Barney because he is an amazing player. Revan is an amazing player, but Barney has to lose that spot, and he's holding it. I think he is winning that, and it's making Barney better, knowing that Revan is there to step in, right? So, yeah, I'd go with Barney.
I've got a slightly different theory. I think that Parky has given the players the trust that they may be rotated in and out, and I think that he looks at the opposing team for that week, like when Revan was in on the left, then in on the right, and also Revan was out even when we thought he was all good, and Barney came in, and Barney has surprised me. I think he's gained an extra yard of pace this season, and I actually think that if he's chasing a slightly more defensive style early on, a strong defensive style, I think he would sub O'Connell out and bring Scar in. I think Scar is probably ever so slightly stronger defensively, but not as good in transitioning players back, like the ball back, where O'Connell does that better than Cleworth and as good as O'Connor and Barnett. So I think that Parky the players have the trust in Parky that he is going to say, you're going to get this game here because I need you to play this style of play for me against this team. Now, does that mean he'll play a different team this week to last week? I don't know, because I don't know Peterborough well enough. So, but I could see a fair reason to not change the squad. But I think Parky will base his squad to best suit the style he wants to play against the upcoming opposition.
But who, between the two, Revan and Barney, who's better at passing into the box?
Barney, in my opinion, but
Barney.
Revan's better. But Revan's
Attacking.
better at running into the attacking into the box.
Yeah.
Barney likes to go wide to the wing and cross. Revan likes to cut in and score.
It really depends on Parky's attitude for away matches this season.
And there's Aaron's comment right there. That direct comment to that statement.
Yeah.
We were happy with the draw at Bolton.
Yeah. Do you want to go attacking on an away match and risk it for the biscuit and be willing to take a loss? And go attacking. And sometimes, and last season I said it, I would prefer to go all out in a way and lose than the style we were playing. We were too passive. Now I'm torn because I see our defense being much stronger. So I feel they can hold up much better and give us the chance that we only need to score one goal. to nick a
Mm.
win in the away. So do you go attacking at home and more defensive on the away matches? People say, look, you only need your draws away, your wins at home. I can see that.
What do you think, Rory?
Well, if you listen to all the Peterboroughs, they're thinking we're going to try and do a defense and we're not going to win because they have such a strong offense. I don't see that, what they're saying. I don't see it. I mean, I've watched some of the I don't see it. So I'm not sure what they're talking about. So yeah, these other people who are going on saying, oh, we're gonna win 5-0. What the heck are they talking about, man? I don't see it. I think it's either going to be a draw or it's going to be we're going to win.
Yep, I agree. Jake, no, that's not what I'm saying, because you're exactly right in your next comment, that half the goals were down to Barney's crosses, because when Barney goes down wide, low to the line and crossing in, that's very threatening. And if you think like that's, Palmer's header, other players coming through deep in attack, you've got Cannon, Lee, these guys coming through. Also, when a Mo Faal gets up to speed, you imagine Barney going wide down the side, crossing in to a 6'5" young guy that can jump.
Yeah.
Look out. So yeah, no, I'm not saying his crosses aren't goal scoring opportunities. They absolutely are. But if you think that, so Barney's, I guess in theory, in my opinion, against a slightly quicker defender, Barney is probably a slightly better person to have, because that the defender will probably give him a bit of space to do the cross. Against a slightly slower defender, Revan's going to be a much bigger threat because he'll beat him with pace, and he could get a direct pass to score.
Yeah.
And Ken, I want to talk about that a little bit. I think our counterattack is amazing. And so if Peterborough is thinking, okay, we're going to go down here and we're going to score, our counterattack is amazing. And I think that's where we're going to catch them. If it happens, I think that's what's going to happen. And we didn't even talk about Cannon in there. I mean, we've got so many. I called it the other day swarming. I didn't know what it was called, but crashing the box.
Flooding.
We can do flooding. Yeah, we can do that. Right.
And
that's going
to, a good word for it too.
It's a good word. Yeah, it works perfectly.
But
but we can do that because we've got so many weapons who are not technically strikers, right?
Yeah.
But I think that counterattack is going to be critical on Saturday's game.
There was someone asked in the Discord a few days ago now, and that's when I brought up that stat around the winners of League One last season scored 80, conceded 50. And it's like, okay, so where are your 80 goals coming from out of our squad? And that's the beauty of our squad. It's very diverse. Like, I still think Mullen gets fit and scores 20 goals this year, but then you get, 10 goals out of Lee, you get 5 to 10 goals out of Cleworth, ironically, because he just does. Cannon, Revan, all these guys, Palmer's going to score some. And all these players, we score our McLean, we score our goals from multiple players, and that is so hard to defend against because you're just not marking one player.
I have one caveat to look for here, is if you look at the start of last season and the start of this season without Mullen, when he's not playing, all the players seem freer and believe they have more license to go and score the goals. Yep. When Mullen is around, sometimes as the talisman, people focus on him too much. And if we could get to a style where if the best option is not pass it to Mullen, go and score your own goal. I think we lose a little bit among the rest of the team. But that's normally what happens with a good striker. You trust them. They're good enough to get in there and do it. So it's not bad. I'm not criticizing Mullen or the rest of the team or anything like that. But the number of goals that will come from around the team does come down when Mullen's there, because he's a big focus for the team. I
Yeah,
do wish
he's
a
very
little bit it spread out.
he's
because we
very
have that.
he's a prolific striker. Because when he takes a shot, most of the time he's going to make it, right? So you trust him. You if you were a teammate, you're going to think, oh my gosh, we're coming down. I'm going to give it to my best player. You want to give the ball to the best player, right? But I understand what you're saying. So when you take him off the pitch, everyone has to say, oh, I got to do it, right? And
Yes.
you've got all these different options. So it is a conundrum, right? So, but when he's going to be on the pitch, right? He's going to be on the pitch eventually, all the time. And so what do you do? However, I will say that Mullen has shown that he is unselfish. He will pass the ball
Yeah.
to somebody else he thinks he would score, and that's very important. And you know, I talked in the yesterday. I was talking about watching Championship and Premier League, and you've got a lot of selfish players in those leagues, and I don't think we have selfish players. I can't think of one person on our team that is a selfish player.
Yeah. I agree. I guess the point I'm trying to say in a different way is, if you want to take the shot and you take it and miss, you're not going to get criticized too much if Mullen wasn't on the pitch, because it's expected that everybody steps up. But when Mullen is on the pitch, if you take that shot and miss, you will likely get more criticism in general, saying, why are you taking that shot? Why are you going for that? And that, for me, just needs a little bit of balance, potentially.
I think that's coming though, Shell. I
Yeah.
think it's coming.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I just, all these people totally that start their comments, Matt Al, if you're going to start your comments with totally agree with Paddy, you could be banned from the show. I'm just going to put
Yeah,
that
I think Mad Al, my pal. Come on, Mad Al.
Oh, it's so good. Guys, don't forget, if you're new to the show, like and subscribe. We might actually, Shell, grab the link for the Discord and throw it up there in case people want to join the Discord. But yeah, it's all good. It's just interesting because I think these conversations we're having now, we couldn't have at the beginning of last season because our 11 was our 11. Right now, if we pulled last week's 11 off and played another 11, we would still think we've got a chance. Marie, you think? No?
Well, talent-wise, yes, but not necessarily the cohesion of what a team is.
Fickle.
Yeah.
And because, like, when we played the Carabao Cup match and, you know, we had Scar, Brunt at the back, poor Brunt, I really felt for him that day because he scored an own goal, but he was marking his man, and so unlucky the ball came off the outside of his leg and deflected into goal. But what he was doing from a defensive point of view, he had his man totally covered and was just really unlucky. And so, you know, he copped a bit of flack for that, and I didn't think it was really fair because when you looked at the position that he was and the defensive player he was covering, he had done his job perfectly. It's just that the strike came with so much force.
That can happen to anyone, right? So
yeah. So, and Scar was great that day. I thought Brunt was good that day, and I thought that, you know, I mean, the only player that played that game from the previous game was McLean, and that's only because he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just doesn't stop.
Yeah, he is.
And hats off to Dobson and McLean. No yellow cards last week.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
They should get an award for that.
Keys to the city. Keys to the city. So no, but it's been really interesting. And I mean, if Matt Al's right and the printer does warm up, and it is Josh Adams, who's also under 21, it really is a very clear signal of where Wrexham's going. And
yes, like what I said yesterday, intent. What are they intending to do?
And I'm just hopping on to X here now, Marie, I'm just telling you, Up the Poshcast guys still haven't messaged me back about coming on with Josh
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Well,
even
that's
though
because they're afraid.
no, they're not
They're
afraid. It's
afeared.
because
They're afeared.
I've got a text trail here of what I sent them, and I won't put it up because I just want them to come on, and they've said they will. So I'm going to stick to that, and I'll send them another message very soon because that way they're up. It's morning for them in the UK, and one of the boys can come on. And I love the fact that we're getting these people like James that came on from Reading. It was
Yeah.
really interesting to listen to his insight into his team.
Well, I listen to other obviously streams, and it's great when they have the opposing team come on, and they've been awesome on all of them except this Peterborough guy that came on. I think it was Ashley who came on and didn't even know.
Guys.
Didn't even know that AO was a signing. He said, "Oh, that loan from Arsenal." No, and Matt was so great. He was very polite. No, no, he's signed with Wrexham, and it's like if you're going to go on to something, for God's sakes, know that And so I think even they pissed Hip Karma off. No one pisses Hip Karma off. And they piss me off, so I'm not if Josh doesn't get anybody on tomorrow, Ken, from them, that's fine.
That's okay. That just means we can just hop on and just roast away at that point in time. I feel we're allowed to at that point.
I put I think it was on Girls in Devotion. I put a response on because somebody said something, and I said, the one thing we have in common is that we love our clubs. And so the last thing you want to do is bash the fans from the other club, because
no, you don't want to do that.
It's the one thing we have in common, guys, right?
Yeah, we'll never do that. They're fans for a reason. They love their team. We just don't think they're going to beat us.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they're going to beat us, but don't do that. Don't do that. Don't come out another podcast and do that, please.
Yep. So Mad Al's trying to bring us back into the. How weird is it that Mad Al's actually trying to bring us back onto
our football,
which was obviously we're looking at the new signing. So we've got too many players.
We've done the squad quite a bit.
Yeah. So we have, but I'll give you I'll give you our squad in my mind. Obviously, all the keepers all stay because they're all allowed to stay. All the under 21 players are in, which are Aaron James and Harry Dean in the defenders. In the midfielders, they are Seb and Harry Ashfield.
Ashfield.
Ashfield. And in the forwards, they're Callum Edwards, James Rainbird, and Mo Faal right now.
Yes.
But then that brings the rest of the squad in defenders. Brunt stays, Cleworth stays, O'Connell stays, Scar stays, and the two that are in there are Will Boyle and Jacob Mendy that I had as questionables.
Well, that's my big question that I wanted to ask you guys. What do we do with Mendy?
I think, in my opinion, they'll both stay. And if one of them goes, it will be Boyle, not Mendy, in my opinion. But I think they'll both stay.
Sheldon, what do you think?
Me being more of a pragmatist, Mendy is out because he hasn't been able to play.
Okay. Marie, what do you think?
We take our international player at this point and say you're out.
He's
been injured. He can't play.
Well,
and we've just had a step up.
Well,
We've gone up from
Mullen was in under that theory, though. Shell, if you want to be brutal,
no,
Mullen
I know, No,
Yeah.
look, I get your
Well,
point.
I
get your
know
point,
Mendy's
right?
not Mullen.
I mean, because
but
I love
opinion.
Mendy. When
Mendy
you
isn't
watch him
Mullen.
play, he's brilliant, right? So I understand. I totally understand. But gosh, to let him go.
Well, so would we? So I think they'll both stay. But do you think either of those will go, Shell?
I think Mendy.
Okay, Marie.
Now, sorry about Boyle though. I've no issue. I've no understanding of what Boyle wants. If he's unhappy with the amount of play he's getting, and he wants to go somewhere to be a starter, fair play. By all means, off you go.
Yep.
But
There you
he's
go,
good
Shell.
enough to be a squad player.
I think both Boyle and Mendy are great players, and yeah, if either one of them wants to go and play, because they will play someplace else, they're going to have a really hard time playing with this
Yep.
squad.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll leave that one for now. In the midfielders, O'Connor stays, McLean stays, Andy Cannon stays, George Evans stays, George Dobson stays, Ollie Rathbone stays, Seb Revan stays, Ryan Barnett stays, Elliot Lee stays. I think James Jones stays. And then I think both Anthony Ford and Luke Bolton are gone.
I think Luke Bolton is probably gone. Confused about the others.
So that for me, there's two players that go, which is why I think, and that gives us that takes my squad that I picked out to 19, and it takes it with keeping Boyle and Mendy, which means I still have 3 more players to keep, which is all of the forwards which blows my mind that I can keep all the forwards and all the defenders and get rid of just Ford and Bolton because of the under 21 status, because I just can't see Anthony Ford or Luke Bolton getting a start over. And when I read out that list again, Tom O'Connor, James McLean, Andy Cannon, George Evans, George Dobson, Ollie Rathbone, Seb Revan, who's under 21 anyway, Ryan Barnett, Elliot Lee, and James Jones. I think they're all better than Ford and Bolton.
For some reason, every time you go through this, I think you're one over.
Okay.
I don't know where.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm just making sure I've got it right. Brunt, Clearworth 2. Clearworth 2. No, I've got him. 3, Scar. That's where I've got O'Connell 3 and Scar 3. That's where I've missed it. Yeah, okay, so I am one over. So I've got to get rid of one player, but I've got 3 forwards to get rid of, and I can pick one of them now out of Bickerstaff, Dolby, and Waters.
Well, that's easy.
Okay. Is it easy, Marie? Who is it?
All of them.
You don't have to. Well, maybe you're like Ivan. That means we're buying more players.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, okay. Waters, yes, gone. No one wants to take him. Apparently, we're going to pay for him for the rest of our lives.
Yep.
Oh gosh, Dolby. Gosh, so much potential and nothing happening.
Isn't it great?
Bickerstaff, when he, how old is Bickerstaff?
I'll look it up for you. You can keep chatting. I'll look it up.
Because if he's really young, he had
old.
that hat trick. I think what's scaring Parky is that he either lands or sells Dolby out, and for some epiphanic, he just, for some reason, becomes amazing. But I don't see it. I think he's a.
Yeah.
God.
So in my squad, I only had to get rid of one of those And I don't think Waters goes because we can't seem to get rid of him. So it just
He's like
means that
gum on the bottom of a shoe.
Yep. So so we're paying his wages. He's there. He's probably never going to get a start. But God forbid we get a lot of injuries, or we're playing him in the Bristol Trophy matches and resting everybody. And because we won't rest players in the FA Cup, we know that. We want to go as deep into the FA Cup as we can.
Yeah.
So because it's worth more money. Whereas the Bristol Motors Trophy, nobody really cares about. But I'd love to see us go a few rounds in that to get the squad match time.
So how old is Bickerstaff?
22.
22.
Okay, so he counts.
So you can't even keep him that way, Marie.
Yeah, he counts.
Come on. Even Hip Karma's calling you out. Look. There we go.
Yes,
so,
I am.
And this is the interesting part, isn't it? Because you've got a squad of 22 to for your team. And by signing Mo Faal, who's under 21, we haven't put the pressure on getting rid of another player. And if the other signing is Josh Adams, as we're all predicting,
and then he's under 21, so
he's under 21 as well. So that would give us actually. And how many
what?
under
Parky is really smart. I mean, think about it.
That gives us 8 under 21 players. And I'm not saying they're all good enough to get into the team, but I tell you what.
Some of them are. Some of them are.
But also, as we talked about a fair bit earlier, imagine being these under 21 kids getting to hang around Mullen, Fletcher, for the keepers like Liam Hall, being around Mark Hamlet.
But imagine on the other side them thinking, oh my God, look at all these young guys who are going to take my job.
Well, one thing we have done taking these young guys in is this is the last year that they're free. All of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And next
12 months to.
And next season we do have quite a few people out of contract. So next season with them, they're either part of the 22 or they need to be going on loan.
Yeah, and
Because
they're worth money.
Or they're worth money and whatever else, yeah.
That's right, because James is commenting there, Parky's investing in the future, but they're also pushing for promotion because these kids are talented. So yeah, it's either A, they cut the mustard to make the squad, or B, you're selling them to probably the level of a League Two squad for money.
Yeah.
So I'll put it back to you on your list.
Yep.
Who do you want to cut?
Who do I want to cut? Well, okay, so in that I have to cut, so 17, 18, I have to cut out of I can keep 4 players out of Will Boyle, Jacob Mendy, Anthony Ford and Luke Bolton, Jake Bickerstaff, Sam Dolby, and Billy Waters. So I can keep 4 out of those 7. I've got to get rid of 3. And I've already said I'm getting rid of Anthony Ford. I'm getting rid of Luke Bolton because I think our midfield is super strong. And then I've got to get rid of 1 player. And I would rather get rid of a forward than get rid of Will Boyle and Jacob Mendy. I'd much rather have the extra strength in defence and get rid of either Bickerstaff, Dolby, or Waters because by the looks of it, obviously we already know Mo Faal is an attacking player. And if we sign Josh Adam, he's an attacking midfielder. So that leans me more towards getting rid of one of those strikers and 2 of those strikers. And right now, 2 of those strikers for me is Billy Waters and Jake Bickerstaff. And I keep Dolby. Yeah. Because Parky loves Dolby.
He'll keep Dolby.
God, listening to you and I love him. So I don't want him to go. But
you're like a loving mother.
I think you got it. I think you got to Boyle. You got to let him go. You got to let him go.
So you think our defense is strong enough to let Boyle go?
Yes.
Okay, and that's fair.
And be good for him to go someplace and shine because he's not going to do anything on our team.
Okay.
Yes. Do you know what? I do agree with that. Because
you can still loan players out, Marie.
Yeah, well, gone is just out of the 22. However,
Yeah. So do we
it
think?
doesn't
So do you
matter.
think loan Boyle out and sort of keep him on
Whatever he
the
wants.
on the
Whatever he wants.
payroll, but get him out to another squad to play minutes.
Because
I
worst
don't
case
think any.
is we sit.
Okay, let's talk about this. I don't think anyone's going to take Boyle on loan. They're going to want to buy him. They're going to want. Okay, you're here, right?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
come
know.
on.
No, I disagree with that.
Well, at what? Oh,
Well,
okay.
what's your reasoning for that, Marie? What do you
Okay,
think?
because he's a really good player, and why would you want him to go on a loan? Everyone says don't fall in love with a loan player, right? So if he's loaned to what? Loaned to League Two?
Yeah. So let's
Yeah.
pick Kieron. Let's pick Kieron's team just as an example. Newport County need a defender, but they've sort of don't want to pay massive wages, and they come to Wrexham and say, "Look, we'll take Will Boyle. We'll pay half his wages.
Yeah.
You pay the other half, and we'll give him minutes."
Yeah. And the benefit to that is come January, if we have an injury crisis on that side of the defence, we can
We can
recall
bring
him.
him back.
We can recall him in January. He's good
Yeah.
enough.
Now I'm
That's
happy.
true.
I'm
That's
happy if
very
you
true.
think differently, Marie. What do you think?
No, I think that's very true. And plus, I think if you put Boyle up for a loan, I think there'd be a lot of teams that would go, yeah, we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he played like he had a period last season where you could tell he was down on confidence.
Yeah.
And he struggled through that, and it was around the middle of the season, and he really and he struggled. But then he came out of that. Like Parky persisted with him, partly through the injuries that we had, but he came good, and then he was super strong in our defensive lineup.
He was awesome. I love him. So it's a shame that I put up his name is like, yeah, put him up because I think he's a really good player, and
Well, I was surprised his name came up as a transfer as well. But maybe he wants the 8 minutes. Maybe his attitude is, I don't want to be a second part player. I don't want to sit the bench.
Yeah. How old is Boyle? Ken, have you got it up? How
Yeah,
old
I'll bring that up for you again. I love that James Lee in the chat is doing it as well. So he normally beats me.
28. He's getting older.
Yeah, 28. Yep. But so like a player like Fletcher is happy not to have minutes and just get a bit part at his age.
Yeah.
Will Ball at 28 is in the prime of his football career and still has a couple more really, really good years in him. So you might be right, Marie. He might want more minutes. And if I was like, football players want to play football.
Yeah.
But it's only the ones that are suffering injuries or at the end of their career that are happy to take the paycheck and sit on the timber.
No, but he's healthy. He's a good player. He's
exactly.
Awesome.
Yep, I agree. So loan him out.
Yeah.
Just don't loan him out to another League One team.
I would.
Or maybe loan him out to another League One team, and in defence he just goes.
Okay. Just on that point, if you loan him to a League One team, they're not allowed to play him against his home team. Anyway.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's a rule?
Yes, that's a rule. Now,
well, it's normally is that a rule?
No,
or is
it's a rule.
It's a rule. Okay.
It's a rule to stop what the hell? The two teams working together.
But is it a rule for the entire season?
It's only that team, that single team.
It's only against one team. Yeah.
So
that only can play that team twice.
You cannot loan a
the
player
first
to a
game, the
team
second
that plays
game,
against you.
nothing. Wow.
Yeah.
Mad Al, I don't know that I agree with Mad Al there because if let's say
I know. I wanted to answer that question that was up there, and I was waiting for a chance.
Oh, sorry, Sean.
It's okay, no problem. Jump back to it for a second, then we come back on. So the question was, Revan, I think, is 22 in January. Does he still count at that point for free? Yes, he does. It's for the entire season. He carries the under 21 status for both halves of the season.
Yep.
So that's not an issue. Some people have asked that before.
So now you can go to that one.
Yeah, and now this one, I disagree, Madal. We won't get a loan for Boyle so late in the transfer window. If the rumours are true and Boyle has been considering a move, then they likely have been considering loan moves and sales and everything else. So it's not too late. We're only hearing it now. It doesn't mean they've only started doing it now.
And to that point, like Jordan Davies got injured on the weekend.
Oh,
you know,
God,
now
it was
that
awful.
team
I
is
feel
now
so
thinking,
bad for that kid. I just, oh,
but it's like that team then goes, well, now we need another replacement for Jordan Davies. So that's why I don't think it's too late. And James Lee there, that is such a good comment. Crazy to think Boyle's a end of the bench guy. Shows how the evolution job our front office is doing. Hats off to Sean Hart. Well, hats off to everybody, Parky, the whole management team there, because they have to put up the players they want to the front to the back office. The back office then have to spend the money.
you know what? I had a question for you guys because I don't know enough about this, but Jordan Davies was on a loan. He's injured.
Yeah.
So is he's our responsibility, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's ours.
Yeah.
So any kind of therapy or whatever has to be done, he's back on the team, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's where you don't want it to be happening back with our doctors.
Well, there's an easy answer to this. Remember what happened with AO? He went back to Arsenal when he broke his jaw.
Okay.
They were responsible for his care and
they
his
built him
X-rays, and
they
worked
with the opera mask.
Yeah, so they worked with us, obviously, because he was loaned to us, but they are responsible for everything.
Okay.
Now,
so we're responsible for Jordan.
Yes. And agreements on wage, as far as I know, that is a term in the contract. So if the team the player is going to says that they will pay 50% of their wages for the season, no matter what, then they pay it. But there may be terms in there stating that if the player is injured when he returns to his home team, they don't get paid. So that's contractual.
What do you think about that question, Shell? Because I don't know the answer to that. Do you know the answer to that?
I don't believe we are.
Limited to the number of loans we can bring in?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I don't think so.
Well, if you say it, Shell, that's then it's true.
There are teams that rely on a lot of loans because they don't have the money. So they kind of get involved in relationships with some of the bigger clubs, and they're just used as a feeder. They keep getting loans again and again each season.
Yeah, and what James meant there's Arsenal paid for the mask too. He's Phantom of the Opera mask, I called it.
The carbon fiber mask.
Yeah. So, and there you go, Mad Al, the local with all the knowledge. Arsenal covered AO's surgery. Wrexham followed up the rehab. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, again, that's all part of agreements because some teams may not have good rehab.
That's right.
Whereas maybe Arsenal said, okay, we trust you guys to deal with the rehab, no problem.
Do you think Arsenal's back end and all their facilities and everything would be as good as Wrexham's?
Maybe a touch, Ken.
Maybe not in 10 years.
Maybe not in 10 years.
Maybe
but it comes down to where you want to rehab as well. You know?
Well, it can also be like his family lives in Arsenal, home to be closer to family, or his family lived in Wrexham.
He moved to Wrexham. So,
and
then his choice. Does he want to stay in Wrexham with our facilities are good enough if Arsenal allow it, or maybe he stays with family down in Arsenal and uses their facilities? It all varies.
And I'm going to read this one from G first. Empathy for the guys leaving first team. Wish them the best. Thank them for all they have done. Absolutely, G. Couldn't have said it better. This is the football. This is the football you live in. This is how it goes. The nature of it. And then Aaron's got his backup support team going there. There you go, Shell.
Got the answer. 5.
Yep. You know where he found that? In the glove box.
Yeah, no, he found it on Mr. Google. Is where he found it.
In the glove box of the Bronco. That's got a Ford Bronco and he's out of the glove box.
And Aaron, for God's sakes, can you buy a camping lamp for the car? Okay.
Hey, and hats off to Aaron. Like, he's got his boys and they all play football and he coaches them. He sent me a video of one of the boys doing the Steve Fletcher scissor kick and he kicked a goal. It was amazing. But he's had to spend about $500 on jerseys because all the boys wanted one and his wife got one.
I know how expensive it is to put a kid through any kind of sport. So,
how expensive was it to put Josh through school? Right?
Okay, let's get back to it. Let's do predictions. I'm being Josh for a moment. Okay.
Okay. Whoa.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
What is your prediction?
Oh, 5-1. Isn't that what I'm supposed to predict?
Oh, for God's sakes.
No. No, we won't go there. I think predictions for this weekend.
5-1.
5-1. Yeah, Sheldon's going to do it. I knew Sheldon would. I think it's either going to be 1-1 or 2-1 to Wrexham. I think they're in for a very big shock. There you go. Shell?
Yeah. 2-0.
To
us.
Okay. Yep. Just making sure, Marie.
It's a tough one because emotionally I want them to kick their ass, but in Arthur we trust. So it's probably going to get. It's going to caught one in. I think we're going to win 3-1.
3. Okay. I love the confidence from you two. Yeah.
And now it is 3:32 in the morning, guys, and I have got to go to sleep because I'm going to be worthless tomorrow. Okay, so
Marie, you've been fantastic on the last couple of shows. So please do not hesitate to come on more often.
no problem. And on that bombshell, guys, I'm gone.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think of this?
Yeah. Tearing up the jerseys. So who posted that? What's his name? Is it at the top?
Knock off one. Terence
Yeah, there
Silver.
it is. Terence Silver. So Terence, he's got, and what's that on X? Yep. So, and look, well, put it this way, I love the graphics. I'll pay.
Yeah, a lot of effort in the graphics.
I pay the graphics, and if only they knew Mullen's probably only going to get 15 minutes.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. But Rob, Ryan, and then whoever the other guys are, the owners of Peterborough, obviously. And
I'm sorry, if we're 3-1 up, and then Mullen comes on and scores 2 for a 5-1 win, I think I'll have a heart attack.
And Shell, everybody knows out of the two of us, I am more the optimist than you are. And I love that. And I would really, really celebrate if that happened. I'll be more than happy if we come away with a point on the weekend. But if we do anything in any score result to get the 3 points, that is going to send a massive message through the league.
Yeah. I don't really care what the result is. It doesn't matter. Any result with 3 points means your goal difference is increasing and your points are increasing. Simple.
Yeah. No, but look, it's going to be, put it this way, we know it's going to be a great match. We know we've started the season with great form. We know Peterborough's a very attacking side, so they're going to try and score goals.
Yep.
Aaron, that's not what your wife told us, but anyway, that's a whole other story. I think it's I think we might What do you reckon we wrap her up, Shell? Because it's been 3 hours now. Even though we've still got 122 people
Yeah,
in
I'm
watching.
surprised that number just hasn't moved.
Yeah, and that might be Josh, Banksy, Annie the bot. Yeah, and I don't know who else. But anyway, guys, I think it's been a great show. We've signed Mo Faal. Fantastic. Bring on the game. It is only, oh my God, it's how many hours away? It's like, yeah, it's just over 24 hours away now till the game.
Yeah.
So
statement match last week. Potential statement match again this week.
And when we saw the draw, we knew the beginning of the season was going to be very tough.
First 6. And then it gets easier. So the first 12 will really show our season.
In theory.
In theory.
Because, you know, like we don't want to we don't want to say any team that we're coming up against is going to be easy. But there's obviously easier games. And some teams have thought,
don't make me pull out the graph.
Well, some people
don't make me tap the graph.
Some people thought Wrexham was going to be an easier game.
Yeah.
Those guys that only just haven't long come up from the National League. But I'm really excited. It's been a fantastic show. It's been a fantastic show. It has also been a fantastic show.
We've hit the 3 hours.
We have hit the 3 hours. We've done great. I think it's 8:30 in the evening here, so normal time of day for me to go and get my beauty sleep. So I'll be asleep until November.
Just do a quick check that there's no new printers, and then we go. Oh.
Fair enough.
Just in case. Imagine it's logging off and there's been an announcement of a new printer.
God, yeah. Look at this. Look at that. A comment from that guy.
Who's that?
Josh. Still awake. Lying in bed. See you all. See you, Mad Al. Morning all, Ruth H. You'll have to go back and watch from the start. You got a few light hours watching of 3 hours worth of great work.
Watch it on X2 speed.
Yes, yeah. I do all my podcasts on 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
I find that's just fast enough that I can understand it. Yep. Aaron, good show. Aaron, thanks for correcting us on a couple of our errors. I really appreciate it. And I think it's I'm gonna let you close it out, Shell, because you started it on that bombshell.
Okay, guys. Good 3 hours. This was fun. And we will see you for the game. Bye.